Test the 1 2. Okay, good. I think I can hear myself now. Test the 1 2. Okay, please share this video. Share this video. I appreciate it. If you come up, you can like the video and share it. Like it and share it. It will be better. And please like the video and share the video. Like it and share it. If you want to share it as you come up, just a click of your finger like this. You share it to your page. Share it to other people. Please share it to other people. And I will go off script. Share it, please. Share it, share it, share it. I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm sharing it. I'm inviting people to come on. That's the only thing you can do for me. Like it, then you share it. So just like the video. You know, when you like it, and Facebook can always put it in a better spot. You know, they will always keep it in a place where other people will see it. So once you come up, please, I just noticed that it's good for you to share the video. And also, you can follow me on YouTube. If you have a Twitter account, you can also follow me on Twitter. Right now, it's broadcasting on Twitter. And I know I won't be able to get everybody on, but I'm asking you, please share it. If you are interested in it, you can share. If you're not interested in it, then just watch and pass by. But this is not force. I'm not forcing you to do it. I'm not begging you, but I'm only asking you to do it. Hello, 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 hello. So I'm doing the same thing right now I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm sharing it to friends. I'm going to do it now into my messenger. I've already shared it to other groups. I'm doing it to messenger. And you can also join the Friends of the General. That's a page organized by a Liberian in Liberia. He did it to my without my knowledge, but I appreciate it. I was surprised. That means I said, wow, people were liking, people follow me now. I can't believe it. So there's when you go on Messenger, you see Friends of the General. Most of the people, 80% of the people in our group are in Liberia. So 80% of them are in Liberia. Only a few friends are in the diaspora in America, yeah, and other places. So you can also join Friend of the General. Don't worry, it's nothing. I'm not looking for a vote. But the only thing we decided this year that the Friends of the General will take up some projects in Liberia, and one of my projects in Liberia will be decks for students, and it will not be delivered in Monrovia itself. I'm looking at District 1 around Bento area. There's a school that I'm targeting, the Anthony Totman Elementary School in Crusoeville. So I have decided to look for the first $1,000 and put it into it. And then people in Liberia are already checking to see how much a desk will cost. Or armchair, not a desk. Because for the COVID, I don't think we need a desk. And you know, those days where everybody's sitting on 4 students on one desk, forget it. No, I want an armchair. So trying to get through a carpenter that I will send it to, and then he can fix them. So when the time reach, I will let you guys know. I'm trying to look for at least $1,000 to myself and to deliver decks to only elementary school for now. Not a high school, not my former school, Tottenham High. No, that's not the thing. I'm talking about people who cannot. But there's a school in Kirisburg, in Bento, Crusoeville, the Anthony Totman Memorial School. Is an elementary school, a very nice building. It was built, I think they said I thought about it won't build it, but the school do not have. I saw kids sitting on the floor. So this year it will be my first project. So it will be delivered by Friends of the General. There's a boy in Liberia they call Prince. He is right now the administrator of that group. And I want to say thanks to Prince. He just did it. And he said that he been following me. And he decided to open a group. And majority, 80% of the people in that group are in Liberia. So if you want to put things in there, you're free. It's not, it's political, it's everything. But the only thing, we try not to put any profanity, no porno. I know on Messenger you can put any kinds of a video, but please, even if you have a nude picture for George, do not put it in there. If you have a nude picture for Henry Costa or whosoever, please do not put it into the Friends of the General. And we'll take it out, and we'll block you from using it. So, and certain pictures, don't put it there, please. Things that is not necessary, we don't want you to add it on. So please share this video, just like it. Go on it that you like it, and you can share it. I will appreciate it strongly. I will appreciate it. All my patriotic friends, patriotic Liberians, don't allow nobody to read it, but I want to send out this message to all Liberians. Do not sit there. Do not allow what is going on in Liberia today to take place. And I know it will not take place. This, we are not going to hide what's going on. Other people knows exactly what's going on. Today, people are praising the justice system in Liberia. For us, we will not run for the justice system. Mr. Cummings will not run for the justice system. We know exactly what's going on. We know that Miguel is behind the whole thing. And I don't want to be convinced that whether the instruction came from President Weah, but people around him told him exactly what to do. And they are trying to do it. When you look at, before I go into anything, let me say this again. To all Liberians in America, it is a war between us and some people in Liberia. They don't want you there. They don't like you. They don't want your attitude. They don't want what you are doing. You understand? Look at Mr. Cummings today. Mr. Cummings left that country, came out, hustled, worked hard to go back. Today he's stranger. Today they calling him names. They're trying to bring him down. Or man, for the first time in the history of Liberia, to see a Liberian politician speaking about the future of Liberia, telling us about infrastructure. Some people think when they say infrastructure, is just to just put something like quota on the road or to do things. It comes with a lot of responsibility. It creates jobs. We all know that. Which of the politicians are telling you, giving you that thinking about the 21st century? Which of them? Nobody. Oh, yeah, we'll just build one house. Oh, we'll pave this one. Listen, my people, look at other African countries. Look at Ghana. Look at Senegal. Senegal right now is launching the second bullet train. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at Senegal today. They got something, they have a hub all over the country where if they need medication in the rural area, they got this drone that will just go and pick it up. They call it a zip something. I will find it, but I'm trying to go through it. There are a lot of things. While we stay sitting down talking about roads, while we stay sitting down, oh, you know the road I ran on Dupo Road, that they got to pave that road. We just stay backward, my people, because our leaders make us to be backward. Our leaders put us. But for the first time in Liberia, we hear President talking about, we hear Kennedy talking about innovation. We hear President talking about technology. Which of the politicians ever told you about technology? Which of the politician tells you that we should go into a mega agriculture? Agriculture and agriculture. What I want to say, agriculture. I'm talking about the fisheries, and whatsoever. Which of the politician I ever told you about living wage? Nobody. But because Mr. Cummings is a different politician, so we hate him. There are people who hate the guts of Mr. Cummings, and I will say it, I'm going to call names today. I don't give a damn. We got a man who escaped from justice in Liberia. He was all over the place that George Weah wanted to kill him. After he used a laissez-passer, he said George Weah, they want to kill him, they want to jail him. People talk and say, yes, that's truth. But today they are saying that the justice system is right. He's on his platform lying that Mr. Cummings don't want camera into the courtroom. But he failed to realize Solicitor General Serenius put ANC people out of the courthouse. Why should Serenius Cephas, government official, will go on Facebook or on Spoon to tell the Liberian people that, oh, for the information, Cummings might go to jail? Because we know exactly what to do. How can you prosecute a man when you have not started the case? And Liberians sitting there laughing because they hate Mr. Cummings. It's not going to work. It will not work. We know that this government, the George Weah-led government, is behind this thing because they are convinced that they will be going against Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Cummings is the #1 contender for that position in Liberia right now. They know that. They know that. And I'm 98% believe Mr. Bwaka will not even contest the election. Take it from me. Save the video today. Save it. You can curse me. You can say whatsoever. But we got criminals in America, Liberians. The other day he escaped. After he insulted the government, he negotiated the government, he received money from the government, and he escaped and went through Freetown and said, oh, the justice system will not work. Mr. Cummings will not run from the justice system. And so some of them are so damn stupid. Let me understand this. Stupid is not an insult in a way that when you stupid, I mean, you got no sense. The fact of the matter here, NEC do not do business with Standard Bearer. Mr. Cummings do not run the ANC. He just the standard bearer of ANC. If you want to sue, why can't you sue ANC or the chairman or the secretary general? NEC do not discuss with the standard bearer just for respect's sake. Just for respect's sake. NEC deal with chairman or secretary or whatsoever. But why will you sue Mr. Cummings saying that Mr. Cummings tampered with a document? Why were you? And you guys are so naive and stupid. And some people who are doing this, it will catch up with y'all. It will catch up with y'all. You will feel it at the end of the day. You will feel it at the end of the day. You will be made shame. And let me tell you, you know it will never happen. If you put Mr. Cummings, like the information that came out, oh, they should make sure they convict Mr. Cummings and he should go to jail for a year. It will never happen, never belongs to God. If George Manning Weah insists and they do such a thing, trust me, Liberians will rise up. Liberians will rise up. It is time now we stand up. If you don't want to be part of it, so be it. So be it. These are the people who said they will stand for democracy in Liberia. But you are trying to suppress a man. When you think power stays in the hand, you think elected power or appointed position will remain with you through our life? The international community is watching you. It's watching you. They're watching you guys keenly. You on a microscope. So continue. That case will be public. It will be here public. It will be air public for people to know what is going on. Why will you add a man on a list when he's not the one that's going to sign? But the good thing is that Liberians, don't be afraid. The lawyers that did the work will be subpoenaed. They will be the witness. There will be other witnesses. They will not escape this time around. Let everybody go and lie on the wonderful man, because you know what? They are so corrupt. They are afraid of Mr. Cummings. They are intimidated of Mr. Cummings. If you get joker like the guy on the talk show, or joker like that, who cannot even match the son or the toe of Mr. Cummings, will go on social media. You watch the interview with him and his father. He tried to lie, and they just pushing aside. Today, again, the interview with Kalando. He tried to put words into Kalando mouth, and Kalando tried to dive into it, but he was smart enough to stop. You know what I'm saying? You hate this man because why? You requested for money, and this man gave it to you. I dare you say that lie. You requested, you talking to people to negotiate Mr. Cummings for money, and Mr. Cummings is done with you. He done with you. He done with you. You said, let me bring something to your attention. The other day on the show, and listen to me, I will talk about him because he's a talk show host. He's public. The same way he insulted Ellie Johnson to be popular, we will call his name. We will call his name. He don't need to call our name. And you can go and insult me and say whatever you want to say, but I will speak the truth. Guess what? He said, and I quote, his people talk to him, his followers, say, oh, don't get involved in CPP business. Don't get involved. We told you that because his boss, his godfather, his father, his God, pissed off with Bwaka of what going on. When his boss stopped talking, he stopped talking. When his boss came out recently, he decided to come out recently because his boss is working for George Weah, and he's not going to expose himself. But when you listen to Ure interview, he said, "Oh, I talk to the president anytime. I can call him anytime. Oh, the president apologized to my daughter. The man sold his rights. He's a coward. Bernard Ure is a political coward. Oh, yes, you can speak to the president anytime, but the president disgrace you. You say, oh, yeah, the man apologized to my daughter. We know exactly. We know that they gave you money. We know that you're working for almost $10 million or more than that. We know that your son is negotiating for the government to lift up his sanction, his fugitive case that they have on him. We all know that. That is what he lobbied. Two things he's lobbying for. He's lobbying for the radio station, and he's lobbying for them to release, to drop the case against him, that he escaped. Mr. Cummings will not escape. You go, you lie, say, oh, Mr. Cummings don't want camera in the place. Oh, Mr. Cummings is a convicted criminal. You are a criminal which got a tape on you. You selling the Liberian people. But some of the Liberians, when you stupid, you stupid. But thank God, some are not stupid. Some Liberians are not stupid. And we will stand up. Because they do it to Cummings today, they will do it to you tomorrow. So take it for joke, take it for granted. These were the same guy who were cursing and say, oh, Joshua this, Joshua that. Today now they're saying that, oh yes, the court system will work. How in the world, if you tell me that the government is not involved, why should Serenius Cephas go on social media to talk about this case when the case has not started yet? You live in America. You live in America. This is the time to rise up and tell the people the truth. You live in America. Will you ever see such a thing happening? Or the case has not started, but you have already indicted this man. Oh, yes, that man might go to jail because that is what Magay said. And among themselves, they're fighting right now because they even warned the justice minister not to get involved. And what he told the justice minister, he said, well, I'm not answerable to you. It's above you. It's above you. These are the guys that they kill people in Liberia for nothing. Do you know what election do in Liberia did to us before? Do you know what caused the war in Liberia? Do you people really know what caused the war in Liberia? Because of suppressing on the innocent men, suppressing politicians. That's what caused the war in Liberia. But today we are doing it intelligent way. We're trying to pretend as if nothing is going on and other people are happy about it. Then you say you love your country. Then you say Mr. Cummings is desperate. You are not even ashamed. You are senseless and useless human being, telling us that Mr. Cummings is desperate. Yes, Mr. Cummings is desperate to be president because of the change. Mr. Cummings is desperate because of the health care in our country. Mr. Cummings is desperate because our children, our sisters, our daughters are being raped and nothing is coming from that. That is why Mr. Cummings is desperate. Mr. Cummings is desperate because the country we live in is a dirty place. You live in America, you see other development. Will you want to go back, in Liberia? Monrovia is a place? Because when Mr. Cummings talk about, for example, Mr. Cummings said we can carry our budget to $1 billion. Everybody cried. Today, the government took it to 785 with no reason, with no way to even collect revenue. How they're going to get there? They can't tell you. Our agriculture, it was 0.4%. Today, 1% out of $785 million. Liberia, you said, you think Liberia is a place where, when they say, oh yeah, we'll put late small development, other countries that are around us moving. How much you think it costs for a mile? If you want even pave the road from Monrovia to Maryland, do you think that just one day, you're talking about $1.6 million per mile to pave that in more than your country budget? Where are you getting the money from? Why other country investing into train, investing into Zoom, investing in other stuff? If somebody's sick in Maryland today, they will die because there is no blood, nothing. There is no medication. The government don't think about it. No dignity of labor. But when Mr. Cummings said these things, who is Mr. Cummings to can't change system? Yes, Liberians, we will know whether we are patriot in 2023 or whether we are one of the stupidest people on earth after 2023. First food are food. Second food is not a food. We sit here, do not allow $5 or what. Do you think Mr. Cummings make his money? Or man who work hard for his money, he do not spend it. That is the biggest mistake. You guys went to school for nothing. I listen to him. Oh, the man just won't spend it. Or man who work hard for his money, he will not lavish it. The only people that lavish money are criminals, people who steal money. People who steal. These are the people that lavish money. Mr. Cummings work hard for his money. Nights upon nights, he working. He's strategizing how for companies to make money. So he worked hard for his money. He will not just, you think Mr. Cummings is going to just spend his money like a crazy? Every penny this man spent, his heart allow him to do it. His family allow him. It will not stop them because it's what they're doing and they give him back. God bless him. God bless him. Which of the politicians are telling us about the 21st century people? Which one of them? Joe Walker don't tell us nothing. The Euro or criminal never told us anything. President Weah have never said nothing. How this country will move forward. Only one man going around explaining. Then you'll say he desperate to be president. That's his right, his constitutional right. Why would you want to tarnish his reputation, his character? Because you guys don't care about character. In Liberia, the corrupt politicians do not care about character. You can even tell that they are criminals. They don't hide their feelings because they are criminals. Because they are criminals. When I go personal with you, because we know some of the big officials there today, some of the stand-up will know what is going on in their own homes. We know because of the dirty way sometimes the partner might end up living in. They are damn criminals. What this man did to you, you're hating. You want him to die. The biggest talk show in Liberia, he want for Mr. Cummings to die because you try to negotiate and it lets you down. You sacrifice Liberians, put them into protest, and you went back and collected money from them, from government. The tape is all out there. But some of your so-called followers will not believe it. When they love you, they love you. There's no Liberians. These are the people God will punish them too. God will punish they and their family. Because there are other families in Liberia you guys are made to treat like this. God bless us, we travel. God bless you, you travel. But today you sit over there and look at other people who are suffering. Suffering. Oh, Mr. Cummings is the one that causing the problem in the CP. Why Mr. Cummings can't just go? Liberians, do you people understand? For them to tell you, say, well, Mr. Cummings he bringing all the things. He was just supposed to agree. You see how dumb and stupid these people are. They went to school for nothing. These people went to school for nothing. They got no leadership ability. They ain't got no thinking. They don't think. Just listen to Liberians to show that Liberia might not go anywhere for now. Maybe we will not live to see it. We might not live to see Liberia changing. Seriously. Because from the questions some Liberians ask, I have never heard some Liberians asking questions about the 21st century. What will you do? Other countries looking at train system all the way. Look at Senegal today. The place our president usually go. What he took from Senegal. Look at Rwanda today. The high tech of Africa. We started together. But because our leaders are so wicked and they will suppress you, they continue to suppress us to make us poor. And then we sit there, we still support them. We still allow it. Liberians, we must rise up. They do it to Cummings today, they will do it to you tomorrow, they will do it to your children. Because if it don't change now, it will not change again. They are testing it. They are testing the water. Where in the war will you sue or stand up bearer for a party even making a mistake? If you sue a stand up bearer, you personal with him. You personal with him. And then for Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia representing the government, saying that, oh, there are evidence on Mr. Cummings. You see how stupid this man is? It's the same man who they had his name all over when it comes to ritualistic business. Killing people here, going to medicine man, taking people heart. It's the same Solicitor General, and nobody said anything about it. Nobody said anything about it. The same Mr. Euro who are parading with Mr. Child Stealer over. And I know I can say the same thing. My brother was Child Stealer. So I don't give a damn if my brother was Child Stealer either, because I was not with Child Stealer. I never fought for child stealing. But this is the same man who today he lies, said that 40,000 made him to be a millionaire. Lies upon lies. Come on Costa Show for the first time on 1 hour 40 some more minutes and to buy sympathy from Liberian people, lying to Liberian people. Let me give you some of the lies. The first time Ure told us, when I say us, the Liberian people, that his whistleblower from NEC gave him the information that the document sent there was altered. But this time around, he said he was watching TV in Liberia this day when he saw somebody talking about you will not leave. And then the next day he called his chairman and said, please bring the framework document you have there. This was a simple, so they got it. They said they don't have copy of the framework, but he requested for framework. Then he called Liberty Party co-chair and said, bring your copy. And they compare it. But let me tell you something. The first time, we're not stupid. He said he gave 5 copies to Mo Ali and to Mr. Cunmming. Then again, he said, Mo Ali would have collected the copies. But these were the same people that said Mo Ali went around and collected the signing sheet. But guess what? I got a tape here that I will play, and I put it together from the guy with the bigger talk show host. He was there lying, said that the document was signed in April. And the first document we saw was May 19. Was May 19. It was in July when they presented it. Now, he said he gave 5 copies. So he gave all different lies. But this man said he never received copies. He never received copies of this document. But how do you know? The librarian will ask you, okay, but then present the one that you have, show it to us. But let me tell you the fun. After they presented this document, one of the things that the lawyer said, there is no binding on this thing yet for you guys not to leave each other. You know how they put that one there for? It was not for Ure, it was not for Bwaka, it was not for Yombly, it was for Mr. Cunmming, because every one of them felt that Mr. Cunmming was going to leave the CPP if he don't win the nomination. That was every one of them feared. And if the memory can serve you right yourself, there were a lot of guys. Terrence Genesis, he asked me, he said, if Mr. Cunmming lose the nomination, will he stay, support, he will not leave? So every one of them believed that Mr. Cunmming was going to leave. Then for that other fool, the Jato, saying that, I would use the own word, Swan, Salama Swan, because he said, he called me Salama Swan one time. He said, one guy from ANC, because he called my names. So that Salama Swan is saying that Mr. Cunmming want to ride on his friends. Mr. Cunmming want to ride on Mr. Bwaka's supporters. Granted, Mr. Bwaka is popular. He was a vice president. Anybody will know who they call Mr. Bwaka. But because they are so corrupt, they think they can use Mr. Bwaka. They corrupt. If Mr. Bwaka knows that he alone can win Georgia, why he joined the CPP? If Mr. Bwaka knows that he alone can defeat Georgia, whether he can come second or third round, he will defeat Georgia. Why you allow yourself to join the CPP? Mr. Cunmming decided to join the CPP. Then, you look at one thing, Mr. Yunus, to show the jealousy. He said, some other man here, because he felt that he got 120 votes, 20,000 votes, so he ordered he even win one representative seat. But you won a representative seat, but you got 24,000 votes in the entire country. He said they cheated him. Ure would never reach the toe of Mr. Cunmming. Mr. Cummings' achievement in life, because 2 of them old now, they ain't got to do nothing. The achievement in life, Ure would never, if 2 of them go and apply for a job today, they would take Mr. Cummings over Ure. One, Mr. Ure got a bad record. Mr. Ure said he's not on the traveling ban, but he can't come to America. Men like Ure, if Ure had a clean record with America, for his status, he got money, America would never deny you visa. But when America say you are a crook, whether the international, whether they can lift the UN ban, he would never enter, he would never even step his foot in the American embassy if he tried to arrest him, because American embassy in Liberia is America. So he would never get visa to come to this country. Never. Mr. Cummings' name had never been on no sanction ban. Mr. Cummings had never been fired from his job. Mr. Cummings' name have never been. So that is why they want to put a title to say, because they don't respect themselves, integrity is nothing to them. Or mess up and damage integrity is something good for them. Today is a good resume. But for Mr. Cummings, it's a damage because this man built his foundation on the honesty, integrity, and empathy. He built around it. He knows how to bring people together. You can see the honesty in him. That is why he's consistent with his message. Liberians, open your eyes. We cannot remain this. We cannot remain. This country cannot remain like that. Look at other countries today. Look at other countries. Why can't you ask your politician questions? Why? Why does you continue to fool us about paving one less small road? Why other countries advance? Do you know how long it will take us to finish road where we can even put a train to take things to Maryland? We think about that? No. We want development. We think about changing Liberia. We think about relocating our city. No. When Mr. Cummings, the only politician in Liberia that giving you a platform, this is what we can work with. Infrastructure. The American president, what his name? I think the one with the polio, right after the war or something. Just imagine he was a polio president, but his brain was so smart. In that, during the recession, the Great Depression, and in this country, Americans were picking food from on the dumper. What that guy did, they signed the first infrastructure built in America that produces jobs in the country. When the people talk about infrastructure, they talk about creating jobs, electricity, internet, all these things. We got fiber optic in Liberia. Are we using it? We will soon be paying. We will soon be paying. Liberians, listen, this government, we all know, because to show that the government is involved, don't be naive. Don't be a modern day slave that you're afraid of your slave master. Why would the Solicitor General goes on social media to talk about this case when you have not started yet? Why? Why would the Solicitor General come and make a statement that Cummings could go to jail? We know what happened to the place. It's the same with the guy that they beat, the policeman that they got, that they hurt. That guy is a Cummings supporter. He was hurt by ALP supporters. We heard that already and will not stop because their plans are to go and disturb and behave as if they are from they're from ANC. COP people going there, disturbing. We know that. A man who ran from justice, a man who escaped from Georgia because we said the justice system will not work. You standing up today to be so happy that yes, Cummings will go to jail. Trust me, it will never happen in Liberia. It will never ever happen in Liberia. It will be in their dreams. Liberians will stand up on that day. It will be the end of people. It will be the end. But Liberians will stand up. I know some of you, you're so stupid. I will say, but why you can't come to Liberia? And you that will make that statement, I tell you, say, you are one of those. You that will make such a statement. But Liberians will stand up because some of you guys in Liberia are so jealous of people in America. You are very jealous, but you beg. You still call and beg. You follow people who steal from you. We still got good Liberians. We got good citizens. We got good people from UP. We must stand up. You might not like Mr. Cummings, but what is going on today is a suppression on democracy in Liberia. It is. If it is personal, let it be personal. But why will you sue a man who is not responsible to say he did that document? Neck wouldn't show respect to stand-up bearer to know what's going on if there's an internal fighting or whatsoever. But Neck look up to chairman and the secretary. But because our journalists we got in Liberia, they don't ask questions. They don't do the research. They're just like us who on Facebook and talk. Some of us will do a better research than them. We do a better research. We know things are happening. But they sit on social media and behave in the court and say journalists. I call them John the List. They don't ask questions. They don't do the research and bring people on and chester them. Why will you even allow the Solicitor General to come and talk on a case that have not started yet? You only look at one side of the story. Because so in Liberia said the first man who go to court win. That's what they're trying to say. The first man who go to court win. Eh? The first man who go to court win. So why? Liberians, please open your eyes. You might not like comics, but what is happening in Liberia, it should not happen. What is happening in Liberia, you know within yourself. You know within yourself that Mr. Cummings did not touch that document. You're supposed to know where Mr. Cummings is coming from. Not because they say Liberia. If Mr. Cummings want to think that because he's in Liberia, he will do the same dirty work like any other politician. But this man tried to abide by the law. Everything that the government did, they quarantined him. He appreciated it. He said, yes, that's the government for my safety. And then he coming up lying, the bigger talk show host that will be going down soon, coming up lying, saying that Mr. Cummings asking for time. He said that he don't want to be in court, so his lawyer will represent him. Or then the judge said, you will come, you must appear. Joma Jala was the same man who Henry Costa praising today. He said the man got his equipment. But I got a message. It's not a threat. Government goes, government comes. What goes around comes around. Government job is not a lifetime job. Government and political appointee is not. If you go in the bush and you picking up your medicine, they want you bending down to that somebody want a medicine. So continue. But one thing I know, y'all will not do nothing to Mr. Cummings. Y'all will not do anything to Mr. Cummings. You will not put Mr. Cummings in jail. You will not put Mr. Cummings in jail, and you will not intimidate him. Mr. Cummings knows exactly what happened in Liberia before he went there. You might shoot him behind his back, and if you do it, we will know exactly who did it. Because most of you will know that there's a planning in Liberia to even kill Mr. Cummings. We know that very well. We know that people are planning it. People are doing all kinds of things, how to get this man, because the CDC government now is 100% convinced. The same information who told us, the same people, they are convinced that they will be going against Mr. Cummings. And for you guys, Mr. Bwaka will not run. You can cost me right now, you won't cost me. Mr. Bwaka will not run. Mr. Bwaka thinking how to get out. They notice what they say, the mind is willing, but the body is weak. That's a message for you. The mind is willing, but the body is weak. It is time, my people, we must stand up. You might not be a supporter of Mr. Cummings, but stand up for justice. It can be any other person. Some people say, but why Mr. Cummings? Yes, when it happened to Henry Costa, we were all on Facebook here talking. But because they're so ungrateful, because they are so ungrateful, we were all on Facebook. Say, yes, Henry Costa leaving because he's afraid that people will go after him. But today, he's praising them because he wants for the government to give him second chance. He going, trying to justify. He working for Maggie now. And you know, these people don't hide message. They tell their friends. They tell them, and then look, y'all will hear a lot of tips coming up. Lot of tips will come up. So let them do whatever they want to do. Let them go and say whatsoever. The Abraham, they can stay on a video on a podcast. They cost Mr. Cummings. They do whatsoever. At the end of the day, y'all will be made shame. Y'all will be made shame. You can prolong the case because we know another lawsuit coming up again. The next one, by the time we get there again, they might add another person to the list. Continue adding people to the list. Joma Jala, continue postponing the case. Continue doing whatsoever. Serena Sivas, keep up your good work. Stay on social media. Continue to talk. You know, men like Serena Sivas, they say the men are down, fear no fall. He's in a place where he don't need to travel. He will never come to the States. We all know that. But these guys, today you are happy. For Liberians to say, why Mr. Cummings can't go with Mr. Bwaka? Is that the democracy you were looking for in Liberia? Is that what you're looking for? Then why are you complaining about George Weah? If you want for a man to succumb because the man refused to go as a vice tenor bearer, that is the crime he committed in Liberia. That is the crime he committed in Liberia. Go to the process. You say you're popular. You think that those days where you will sit down and the people elect you? No. It's not going to be those days. That days are over. And because Mr. Ure, to show that he's so naive, Mr. Ure said that people vote for individual in the country. You don't know that it's changing? Yes, they vote for individual. But if that individual is in a party, they will go there. If the individual is in a party, they will go there. You know the new song in the town? Don't let them scare you. The omena bar, but he old. The omena bar, but he old. The omena a bad man, but he old. The mind is willing, the body is weak. The Omen can't even get up. He's not thinking straight anymore. He's not thinking straight. More Ali, you'll continue the lies. You'll continue giving all kinds of information you want to give. More Ali will be one of the witnesses. He can go and lie on the oath. But everything that you guys doing, you will pay for it. Everything that you guys are doing, you will pay for it. It will not go free. You will pay for it. Seriously, you'll continue. And guess what? When we say you will pay for it, it will touch you personally in your own life. One thing I told somebody, they said, oh, Mr. Cummings will sue. Mr. Cummings not going to sue nobody. I know him. Mr. Cummings will not go after people. If Mr. Cummings wanted to sue long time, Henry Costa will come to be the first one Liberians wanted to sue in America. Let me be, I will not boss, I will not hide that secret. And he has so many chances to do it. Because they consulted that some of us said, no, you'll forget it. Mr. Cummings said, no. Don't go that route. Don't go that route. There were people who were willing to go after him. But it's a stupid thing. Why we should waste our time? Why we should waste our time? That was the real defamation of character for Henry Costa to insult Mr. Cummings and say that he's a criminal and blah, 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 blah. He was going to prove it. But you know what? It was a waste of time for anybody to do it. We're not going to waste time on him. But since it's in Liberia, and you think that maybe you right now he's frustrated, going through his personal business, he's frustrated. So that's it. So he don't know what to even do right now. He don't know. We all know exactly what's going on. Because when you frustrated, these are some of the things that come out. Then he said, oh, I'm not the one who sue, that the party sue. I'm not the one who sue, that the party sue. You know, there's a saying. If somebody took stick in your ASS, take a damn knife or a stick and put it straight under their feet. While you standing up, they will be sitting down. So politics is not for babies. Politics are for grown men. Politics is not religion. It's not. They will lie on you. You should be prepared any day, and we are prepared. So people who goes and you guys who are not in the race, you must be very careful what you say out there. You must be careful. We were all here when the justice system in Liberia is bad, it's bad. Because the common man suffer. Imagine if Mr. Cummings don't even have the resources. Or common man, the same way the other one run with like a kick a dog and came back to America. When we're all on the internet here, talking, giving warning to the government. But today they are so ungrateful because of hatred. They hate Mr. Cummings so much with passion. I never see a man who hates a politician that you not even if Mr. Cummings is not running, you and Cummings will never sit in the same group. What God has for you is yours. But for now, you and Cummings, his son, you're not even reach his son. You know what, God, sometimes you think God blessing you. In life, if God got anything for you, he will give it to you. But he will punish you. God don't stop your blessing. You see, David, David was womanizer. He killed Jonathan. He did this and that. But God gave him a blessing. But yet I say God punish him. So some of them, they're doing this. They're talking about if you allow people to put mouths on you, then trust me, Liberia is not for one person. It is the right of Mr. Cummings to run for president. It is the right. How will you say he's desperate? Why are they contradicting themselves? He's the same one saying, yes, I'm desperate. Everybody desperate for something. So because Mr. Bwaka running, Mr. Bwaka is not desperate. And Mr. Ure is not desperate. Mr. Ure is desperate to bring Mr. Cummings down. Mr. Bwaka is desperate to be president of Liberia. Mr. Cummings is desperate to be president. But some are desperate on different things. One is desperate for chance. One is desperate for change. What are you looking for?
I think there's one over there.
No, take this one.
I think there's supposed to be another one right there.
Mr. Cummings is desperate for a change, or real change. What you see in other countries, what you see in a decent country, you want to take it back to your home. Look at here, let me tell you today. Every one of them who went to Liberia to work, what are they doing in America? They're not doing nothing. They're doing nothing. They get a degree. They don't work in the field. They go back because they think they can make $5,000. Do you think Liberia is going to develop? When they themselves have not developed themselves mentally, you think because you got some degree, that means you qualify to get any job in Liberia? There is no Liberian who will be making $5,000 at least a month to run to go to Liberia. Who will be having a better life, abandon their children to go to Liberia because they want to steal. They're plenty there. They're plenty. So some of them today, after they denied them in the first round, they are talking again all on Facebook because they say, yes, if Joshua win for the second time, that's my time to eat too. Yeah. Some of them begging today. Begging. And say, but man, listen, I still got to be talking so the people can notice it. Watching. Y'all watch a bigger talk show host. Y'all who is his follower. Y'all who call him hero. Y'all who can call him, my days, I never called him hero before. I never called Henry Costa hero. I said, Henry Costa, you're an angel. I commended you for what you did, for your advocacy and whatsoever. But when it comes to politics, no. And then I found out that Henry Costa is corrupt. That was my turning off point. When I started to get certain information, it was not because of even Mr. Cummings. But when I started gathering my own information, I decided to slow down from him. And guess what? My sweat, I'm not saying I pay his rental or pay anything, but my sweat went into him because the money I contributed towards his birthday and the money I contributed to other things because one of his supporters said, I can show cash out now. You call Henry Costa angel. You contributed to Henry Costa. Yes, that's my damn money. I contributed to Henry Costa. Instead, I owe no one apology on that. I owe no one an apology. So that is the big difference. They say when your sweat is in somebody's effort, they can't do a damn thing to you. Because I'm not one of those who beg around. I'm not one of those who ask for help. It's not that nobody can help me, but I do not ask, I do not beg. That is the bigger difference between us. So from the time I got to know that he was a crook, that is when I decided, I said, no. If I can leave George Weah, with Munel Kishen can say, I would not support George Weah for president because he would not make the difference. And today, he's not making a difference. Who is Henry Costa? Who? No. Because I know he was a crook. After I gathered information, now I knew, I said, oh, the tape is out. Negotiating with government to pretend as if everything is good. Asking for money. Requesting for your son. You see how shameful it is? But these guys can't lick their faces. What they call integrity is not part of their vocabularies. They don't care. They don't care. And they get other Liberians that when they love you, they love you. When they love you, they love you. These are sycophants. These are people who don't think for themselves. These are people who don't think for themselves. They're just there. They move by the wind. They do not even research. They don't check anything. They just go and follow what you say. They go by it. People do it. You don't have to listen to me. When I say something is not right, go and do your own research. If I say something, go and research for yourself. Look around. Look at the politicians. Ask a question that will move Liberia forward. Not to tell me that, oh, that they men time, they men are old men now, so more respect him. Is that how Liberia going to move forward? Is that how we intend to move Liberia to a better place? Is that how we intend to go into the 21st century with such ideas? We only there by ourselves to see our people will get rich, our children go to good school, and that's it, and abandon your country? Abandon your country? Other countries, look at Ghana today. Look at Ghana. Do you know how many Liberians in the country? Yes, some of them are so damn good. Some of them doing good. Some of them the ideas, but we don't need them in Liberia. We got young entrepreneurs. We got young people. Some of them are scientists. Other schools, so other countries today, I just found out in Senegal, in even in South Korea, in Ghana today, they invest into STEM school. That days of taking 20 subjects is over. But today, the only STEM school we got in Liberia was opened by Mr. Cunmming. Technology, innovation, that's what moving the world today. Where Liberia? Where is Liberia? Eh? Government cannot even maintain the little one that we have there. You go to Ghana, they say how many STEM schools in Ghana. Go to Senegal, I was just looking at it and say, wow. Guinea, everybody in the mathematics, science, technology, chemistry, whatsoever. But not those days where you see schools taking to 13, 15 subjects to pass. You got to pass in Bible and all. You got to pass PE before they can pass you. We got good, smart Liberians. We're suppressing our own country. We're suppressing our own country because of lack of leadership. Lack of leadership. You got a political leader, or politician, or technocrat who's telling you, look on his platform. He said, and we'll use technology to move these things. We will need technology at the end of the day. The man who tell you that, yes, we can computerize the entire government. We can know exactly what's going on. The man who tell you, said, this is a short term and long term. But because you don't want it. Liberians, it's not for you. It's not because of you. The corrupt politicians, men that failed men like Bernard Urey, who have used and taken from Liberia and telling you it was $40,000 that make him to be a millionaire today. Who are calling on his own son, say, don't distort the information here. You see, lying on national TV, on social media, giving false information about commies. Then the same, look, let me hold on 1 minute. This boy lies so much. Y'all go back and listen to his tapes. I'm putting all his tapes together, and the one that not necessarily will take care of. This boy lied. Oh, the document was signed on April, and it was signed in June. The document was signed May 19. But because he was going around with his propaganda, he stopped. He said his fans, his supporter told him not to get in CP business. That the time Bernard Urey got back in the news, he's back into it. He's back into it. He's not supporting Mr. Bwaka. Here is not supporting Mr. Bwaka. He's supporting George Weah. He's negotiating so the government will drop the case. He's supporting, he's doing everything that one thing, two things negotiating for. That they shouldn't arrest him when you go to Liberia, and they should give him a radio station. You hear it? He will not come out and say where the government is. No, he told them already that I gotta say some things about y'all. Ain't no, because if I do it now, the people will say, oh, I'm sold out. He been sold out long time. That you people just know it. He been sold out long time. When I got the information, they say, y'all, listen, y'all will see something. Y'all just watching. That lay ball. He can run, he can hide. He left money business. And you can tell he left money. Because a man who love to receive. And Liberian people, we also praise people for no reason. Some of us here, we did it at the time. Let me tell you today. I owe no one an apology. I have regret of damn time. What he was doing when he had all these people behind him, watching him. Watching, that doesn't mean that they're supporting you. I know people who watch Henry Costa every day just to get some news, but they don't watch him because they like him or because they follow him. He their leader. No, he's not a leader for them. But they get news from there because other people in Liberia gave him news. People in the government gave him news. So he can call and say, I'm the biggest talk show host. You started from somewhere by insulting him and by doing whatsoever, and your own father called you out. That you insult people and he tell you not to do it, and you continue to insult people. So your own father called you out on that. You know what I'm saying? So we supported when they called and said, oh, Henry Costa birthday, we want to surprise him. Me, I love surprises. In my community, I'm the only person from the Boss County old timer to whosoever that gave people a word when they work. I'm one of the few Liberian leaders who tell people thank you when they work, because that is how I bring people together. When you work and we're in the same group, I will honor you. I don't worry about myself. So when they say, oh, Henry Costa 38th birthday, this and that money, please want you to fix the t-shirt. They pay for the t-shirt. I fix it. Usually I don't charge. They want a contribution. I fix the t-shirt for them. I fixed additional t-shirt. I sold it. I gave them $200 and took my money out. And they had something else. Edith Gonglo. I contributed. That's the one. The other one say you contributed and this and that. I gave Musu $100. Maybe when she gave you another hot damn business. I gave her $100 when she came to collect the t-shirt. I said, oh, this is my contribution. She was surprised. Because you were doing it, you want to surprise. You were part of them. But not because you think I contribute to you. That means when you shit on yourself, I shouldn't tell you shit on yourself. I'm not one of those stupid ones. I'm not a sycophant. I'm not an R7. When you blunder, I will tell you blunder. Case closed. So, yes, you support it. Yes. Politically, I will never support Henry Costa. Never. He can go and win and whatsoever, I will campaign against him. And by that time, guess what? If Henry Costa be running, by that time we'll be in Liberia. No one knows tomorrow. We're campaigning against him. He would not win nothing in Liberia. He's the biggest. He's the biggest platform. People follow him. Me, I got nobody. I got 92% watching me right now. When I finish, before I share it. When I finish, I share it. So please like this video. Like the video and share the video. When you like it, then you share the video. It will be better. You know what I'm saying? So just don't watch it alone or share it on your page, but just please like the video and share it. Also, you can follow me if you got my Twitter account. You can follow me on Twitter. I got my name there, Munel Kishen. And on YouTube, if you're home doing nothing, just turn to YouTube and put TGI and TGN TV or Cats. So this is the situation. Liberians and those of you in America, some of the talk show, I know you might not be supporting Mr. Cummings, but this is the time you need to, and I want to commend Chief Colley. I'm not saying it because I want for Chief Colley to support Mr. Cummings. I do not force people to support Mr. Cummings. You will see it your own self, your own mind will lead you. I listened to him, and he said, not because I'm not supporting Mr. Cummings. What they're doing is wrong. Why will you go after an innocent man? Why will you go after an innocent man? And then some UP members got the audacity after the chairman sitting saying nothing. Say, and Mr. Cummings was sitting down where he supported ability. Mr. Cummings the one that brought a split a Liberty Party. So it's so sad. And you Liberians that follow these people and sit down and buy it, especially the ones who consider say, oh, somebody say somebody say the independent, but they follow individual. Do not fall in love, my people. You will look stupid when you fall in love with politicians. I'm not in love with Mr. Cummings. I admire Mr. Cummings, and I believe in Mr. Cummings because you don't have to be a rocket scientist. He's not a liar. He's not a cheater. He's not dishonest. He's an honest Liberian. Every Liberian will want their child to look more than Mr. Cummings. He's telling you this is what we can do as a nation. We can change Liberia around. We can change it until you yourself should be prepared to change. But when you lie, the government lies to you too. You can't be lying over and over. Because Mr. Cummings refused to go as VP, vice candidate to Mr. Bwaka at the crime he committed. CP was not organized for Mr. Bwaka. It was not organized for Mr. Bwaka. They only try to tell us that we don't know nothing. They should just decide when they say who president. Then what is the democratic process we're talking about? We are talking about going to primary. Today we have not gone to primary. They all said that leadership from the time Mr. Bwaka took over the CPP, it been on autopilot. They were on autopilot. When he read it, he called meeting day before, and you expect for Mr. Cummings to just walk. Then what is the change we're talking about? Why should we be doing the same old thing? And then Liberians want to back it? Eh? That's what Chief Colley said. He said they did the same thing to me. Mr. Bwaka came in and said, oh, Mr. Bwaka in Minnesota go a meeting. He said, for what? Impromptu meetings. Then he should walk there. What this man did so much. Why will you go personal to lie on a man that he tampered with a document? ANC people. This case, when it finished, we must raise the necessary money and sue Bernard Ure and the UP. Bernard Ure and the UP and any other people who said it, we got tape on them, including his son, whosoever. We must sue them. It is time that we set example on people to tarnish good people reputation. Look, it will be you tomorrow. Whether you support Mr. Cummings or not, whether you support Cummings or not, the justice system, what President Weah and his friends are doing is wrong. Sereno Cephas, today you're laughing. Sereno Cephas coming up to indict a man when the case has not started yet. Then you say government is not part of it. And they even warn Musa Deen. If Musa Deen get involved, this might be his end of his term. He might be fired. This time around, they are prepared. They are prepared. If Mr. Deen say anything, they will fire him. We'll take our time. But some of you have quick. You people have forgotten. Maybe you'll say ANC is nothing. It's not ANC. That's the people of Liberia you're playing with. That's the people of Liberia you're playing with. That's the future you're playing with. Liberians, you speak on it. You speak on it. It don't have to come to your door before you don't speak. When it happened to Henry Costa, when they ran after him like a kicker dog, we were all on the internet. But today, he's celebrating it. He's celebrating the mess that his godfather brought in. Why you think 11 up to 12 members, executive committee members resigned from ALP? You think for what reason? You know how many people are told, oh, he's not the one who doing it. That ALP doing it. ALP, the standard bearer, don't control the party. Liberians, we need peace in our country. We need peace in our country. President Weah, when he was coming up, oh, the democratic process, everybody got the right to do this and to do that. And guess what? NEC, since they said this document is invalid, this is the time NEC needs to null and void, to cancel all election results under the CPP. They need to cancel all election results under CPP because the document was not right. Since the document is not right, every position from the Darius Dillon, whosoever, everybody who won on the CPP ticket, they need to cancel them because the document is fake. Until they can settle it. For them, it's nothing. You know, when a man ready to kill you, he don't give a damn who lose. He don't care who is hurt, who is damaged. But the Delon, the whosoever should release their seat, since they know, you see, this is a hypocrisy we're talking about. Since Darius Delon know that this document is not right, why he accept his damn position? Youngly, since you know that Mr. Cummings gave a different document, then resign. If you're a woman of integrity, resign your post. Resign the Senate seat and call for re-election. Darius Delon resign and call for re-election. All senators resign and call for re-election. If you think that the CPP document was tampered with, be a man. Resign your post. That the document that was taken to NEC and Liberians, that is what we need to post tomorrow. They need to resign their post. Resign your position as a senator. If you're a man with balls, if you're a man with integrity, if you're a woman with integrity, resign your post. If you are 100% sure that the document presented was wrong, resign your post. Liberians, you need to speak out. You need to speak out. Let them resign. Let Darius Delon resign. That means he's a criminal. Because the document, the one that covered him up. This was a document. But if you think that the document was tampered with, he needs to resign now. Youngly, you need to resign now. They need to resign. They need to resign from the Senate. NEC need to withdraw that and thing and go for re-election. Because the document that they gave was not right. Mr. Cummings tampered with the document. They all need to resign. Darius Delon, you are a coward if you don't resign. Everything they say about you is true. If you don't resign, you are a coward. You are an unpatriotic citizen. You are a criminal. Youngly, you need to resign because the document that CPP used to protect you guys and take you out into the Senate was fake and was touched up by Mr. Cummings. Y'all need to resign. Y'all need to resign. Liberians, say it. Enough is enough. We're not here to babysit nobody. We know the information that came out. Mr. Ure man received the first 10, I know they said $10 million to do something. His son will soon get his share. All of them getting a share. Every one of them. Right now, it's Joseph Boaka, Ure, Costa, and Costa always say, oh, I don't have no position. I don't have no... Look at one of the lies. This boy can lie so much. He said, Bilete called Taylor Ure and said, hey, man, you know that true the man tampered with the document. You boy, you can lie. You are a serious liar. I will play the tape. One of his recording, you know, when he was in his move. He was in that time. His father now was behind Joe Boaka. How Bilete called Taylor Ure to lobby Taylor Ure. Hey, man, you just forget it here. Cummings admitted already. This boy lying as if Cummings one of the criminal like his behavior. One of his peer group. You know, he used his platform that, oh, I'm so popular. Anything I say, people listen to it. And this man boasts. I will destroy CPP. I will bring CPP down. Henry Pedro Costa will bring CPP down. Because he working for the government. After his boss and Boaka start having a problem, he shut off. Oh, hey, I'm not talking because my people say I should take my mouth out. But he going back again. Y'all who the people y'all say they mention it talk, he going back again. Because you're back. So he going back to the same thing, trying to do it. But this one will bring him down. They're when they're ready to pull God in from. Well, anything God get for you, and nobody can envy nobody. If you using your popularity to damage Liberians, you use your popularity to kill Liberians and to steal from Liberia, then you say they hate you. No, nobody hates you. Nobody hates you. Nobody hates you. You can stay on my page and you curse, and you can come back tomorrow and curse and whatsoever. I will come back the next day. I'm not looking at no comment right now. I will come back the next day and deal with you again. And deal with you. Because now it's no time. They say in times of war, prepare for peace. In time for peace, prepare for war. I was small little country Liberia. As I was just looking at Senegal, they're talking about bullet train, they're talking about fast train. The people just trying to, they're going through the second, trying to bring another train system into Senegal. Look at Ivory Coast. Look at Ghana. Liberia still taking about paving road from Monrovia to Banga, putting quota on the road. Stealing for the Liberian people. The budget going to $785 million, but yet they still got 40% up to 60% in salary. The rest of it, they put it on county tour because election coming. And what people are suffering. Suffering while we're sitting here and refusing to speak the truth. Because first time in our history to see a politician who's standing up to the system is surprising to a lot of people. A man who has a platform who say, this is what we will go by. This is one of my plans that we can do it together. Speaking the truth, don't even looking for pay because God bless him. But everybody insulting him. Insulting he this, he a criminal, he or this, or they will say we love Liberia. Because your own selfishness. Because you're supporting John Brown and you know John Brown will give you a job tomorrow. And people, put yourself together. Put yourself together. Do not be used. It will not help you. It will not help your country, Liberia. We need to ask questions. We need to ask questions of the 21st century. We can't start asking questions. Oh, what you do about the something down the road? No. We're talking about something that will move Liberia forward. We're talking about things that will create jobs. We just stuck in Monrovia. Our government are not even planning whether we will relocate one day. Nobody talk about it. Just doing small little project just because of election. They seen behind the mansion, behind the barrack. They play BYC used to practice. President we saw that place. He used to dress when IE was to PhD, used to dress to PhD. Robert Salif, the $10 million he took from Noka, he went around and started putting small stadium. There was a stadium back there. But today we're sitting there and making it look like, oh, that's a very good thing. The man putting a small stadium over there, a playground, blah, blah, blah. Then they eat bulk of the money. You see the corruption kuru with your own eyes. Then you say, oh, yes, election coming. But Liberia, 2023 will tell me whether we are human beings, whether we are patriots, whether we love our country or not. Because that's the time now, small will concentrate on family and never ever to be worried about Liberia again. The destiny is in your own hands. If you don't make that, if you don't make that decision for yourself, I can't do it. I can't force you. I am not going to take your hand to cast ballot. I'm not going to whip you. I'm not going to force you. But Liberia is your own responsibility. Yeah. You are the voters. You are very, very important. You are important. Do you want to look at $5 today or do you want to look for a better future? Do you want, I was just talking about, I said, I wish I had money. I have money, I will go to Liberia and collect about 200 young Liberians. Take them to China or take them to Dubai. Take them in a factory and see the young children who are working today. Do you know why nobody will touch Taiwan? All the way China won't get rid of Taiwan? Because of technology, because of ideas. You see Rwanda today? Rwanda today is the #1 peacekeeper around the world. They make more money now for the United Nations than anything. The high tech of Africa. You think they just jump there? But the citizens were willing. The citizens were willing. Eh? The citizen, you confuse me. The citizens were willing to work. But at the same way in Liberia, we got to be willing. That change we're talking about, that Mr. Cummings preached about, every day change. The change start with you. It start with you. If you can't clean in front of your house, you can't respect your fellow man, you can't do this. Our government don't even respect you. They would never make you rich. Mr. Cummings said, he said, if government gave a Liberian contract and he failed, government should go after him. But it shouldn't stop government from doing business with another Liberian. That's how it's supposed to work. But we say, oh, Liberians lazy. They can't do nothing. They lazy people. They can't do this. They can't do that. There's a woman in Nigeria today. She wanted a millionaire today. She got an oil place. She never had money. The government supported her. She went and looked for somebody and were able to bring investors. You take investors to Liberia today, the government officials, they run after you. If our government was serious, companies will not go to Liberia and break down. If our companies enter Liberia with a $50 million, they want to get into business, government can match them, or government can be a partner with them by putting money in there to secure that business and to employ Liberians. But our country, we're so backward and we beg and do everything. The man enter the country, he want to open business, government official requesting for shares in the business that they didn't put nothing in. Or 5% for the Minister of Health and State, another 5% for the Minister of Finance. Everybody get free 5%. Then the president get 10%. The man who bring your own money, then the one that's going to go to the government, then you divide 50% more yourself. What is that? Other good country will say, send your man brought $10 million, I will put another $10 million on it. So even if the man want to leave, the country will hold our government, hold our business. To show that we greedy. After the people make their profit, they carry all the profit. In America, they don't do it. All the big companies in America, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an economist, but when they make their profit, they don't take it out of America. No way. They got to keep it there too. They take some and keep some there. But fire soon sell, they follow the money. Because you know what? It's not that we don't know, but they are corrupt. Even the smart ones are corrupt. The ones that will say, so good. Like I was talking to people who know Samuel Jackson. They say Samuel Jackson, I follow him, I listen to him, and I was just talking about him the other day. I said, this guy is smart. And the guy said, what? Samuel Jackson, he's a genius. But he's corrupt. His attitude is corrupt because he don't know where to go. He don't know where to go. I even found out he acted for 3 days, I think 3 or 4 days at Commerce Ministry. He increased the price on Coke and bread. The Coke went 15 cents. Found out. But he's not smart guy, but he's corrupt. And his attitude is corrupt. It's not that he don't know what he's doing. But they don't care. They think that it's supposed to work overnight. But when he's explaining it, it's fine. These are the guys who progressive. They went to jail. He was one of the youngest guys that went to jail with Bacon Matthews. Where are they today? Progressive fools. They seem progressive. They're going to make it and say, yes, George Weah is the man. Why the plans? Are we prepared are we prepared for the 21st century? No. Look at the bicentennial program. Look. We brought it to Liberia, make it look as this. The American ambassador explaining our history. Our president there don't even know the history of Liberia. The American ambassador telling us about Liberia. Our president sitting there, he know nothing. Yes, he don't know about Liberia. He don't know. but he got a master's degree. He went to schools in Liberia. He went to, the man was so blessed, he went to 3 public schools in 1 year. He went to Jida Gibson. He went to Ellie Mae Scarborough. Now, the same year, he went to Muslim Congress the same year before he went to what is school he said? Where Heston. They say he used to eat that algebra book. They say he knew math. I'm telling you, he knew math so much. But I think I just to check money. I think today, poor Mr. Cummings, my people, neck, do not do business with standard bearer. The standard bearer don't run a political party. Joe Biden don't run the Democratic Party. That the same law in Liberia, not because they put a comment there. The chairman, the secretary general, you want sue, you sue the secretary general, you sue the party. Why you sue Mr. Cummings? As if he the one hold the document, put it on an arm to go. Or because Bernard Euro going through a late trouble because he welcoming divorcing and so that's why he going through a trouble for? That the frustration he won't put on Mr. Cummings? That he personal business, but your public figure, so we got to talk about it. You might not cause something and trouble now, the more time with him because they almost did it before. Now she's going to do it this time. So maybe he not shit on your finger. He won't put the frustration now on Mr. Cummings. He won't put the frustration on Mr. Cummings now. He get and then I mean sue you that the party. Then you get Solicitor General of Liberia going on social media, on radio, explaining about the case that have not started yet. You say, hey, I think I'm there. If you be careful, you go to jail. Liberians will not allow it to happen. If President we are trying, they shouldn't overlook the ANC people too now. The international community watching. And I'm calling on Mr. Cummings and others, make sure that the journalists and whosoever be into that courtroom, they will try to suppress you. But let us be on the BBC, the CNN, and whatsoever. We must use every necessary contact. When Henry Costa was running for that same justice system, we were all on the internet there talking how it's not correct. But today he's celebrating. He's celebrating that Mr. Cummings, oh yeah, he's a criminal. We told you this boy already got money from George Weah. He begging now so they will drop it on a case. And he said you're going to Liberia last year. Why he go? Why he go? Y'all go back and listen to all the tips. Bernard Ure said that he got the information from his whistleblower. But again, he said he saw it, he was watching TV, and then somebody said, but the same man who said he never had a copy of the document, he said he got no copy. But when he said he called for the copy. So this copy that you call for, why they can't present this copy? I think he really made a mistake to sue Mr. Cummings for truth. Because the lawyers will be subpoenaed. Oh, that's a good thing. The lawyers will be the witness. They will not say no because they will subpoena them to show up in court. And Joma Jala, please don't put your family into jeopardy. Liberia's coming from Liberia. We're fighting for peace. We want peace in our country. Do not allow sympathy to exceed your interest. You are lawyers, stick by the law. Do not put yourself into a situation that you will not handle. Don't play with Liberia. Don't play with Liberians. Do not. Those days when President Doe had all the guns around him, it's not this time. Even when Chancellor had the guns, people started to go against Chancellor. Not this time around. Do not play with the justice system in Liberia. Do not sit down and think strongly. Do not end your career because you want to do something to satisfy your boss. We know you're a sedition. We know that very well. The same Harry Costa man who rejoicing today, he said that you took his equipment, blah, 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 blah. Today they're rejoicing. They're rejoicing. Giving false information again why this case is on. Not everybody you will play with. Don't look at the silence, the quietness of Mr. Cummings, and you take that advantage. Liberians will not stand for it. President Weah, if you do want to listen, it's up to you. Liberians will not stand for it. You will have to commit a genocide. You will commit a genocide. It's pure witch hunt. You guys are witch hunting this man. You're hating with passion. And it is clear. And President Weah conveys and the CDC that yes, we'll be going against Mr. Cummings. We must break him down. Because every day when Twe and Maggie call their friends, what they say? We don't know how to campaign against Mr. Cummings. If I lie, this will be my last day on earth here. They said it. This for them will be my last day. They said it. They call people. We know the simple they call. We know who they call. They don't know how to contest against Mr. Cummings. They don't know how to run campaign. So the one that they will make sure that Mr. Cummings and convicted and go to jail for 1 day. Are you serious, Maggie? Nathaniel Maggie, are you very, very serious? And Serena Cephas, are you ready out of your mind? You think we do know? Threatening the justice minister not to get involved, or else this time around, it will be the end of it. They will fire him. You guys you really know what you're talking about? Are you guys up for peace? Every day you're talking about the democratic process. Oh yes, people got freedom of speech and this and that. So I'm saying it. Darius Dillon needs to resign. Yombly needs to resign. Since this document was tampered with and we gave false information to NEC, need to resign and let NEC conduct another election. They need to resign. But they are cowards. They are corrupt. They are criminals. They are criminals. Darius Dillon and others need to resign from the Senate because they all are saying that the document was tampered with. Yombly, if you show that document, resign. Show some dignity. Show some dignity. Show some dignity. Resign. Darius Dillon, leave the place. Resign from the Senate. Government will still continue. Government can produce and can have another election. Resign, huh? Bunch of cowards, political, corrupt. I know you guys are. You guys are so you're shameless people. Shameless people. You're resign. You're resign. And start making people, giving people a problem. You're resign. If you're sure that Mr. Cummings felt about the document, you're resign. Why would you want to be into something that you know that's not right? Eh? No justice in Liberia, but there will be justice in Liberia. If we sit down and don't talk, that is the time people will say all kinds of things. We got to speak out. We got to speak out. We have been speaking for other people. The same people today who ran for justice, who were all on the social media here talking about Henry Costa, or the government want to arrest him, he will not get justice, he escaped. Today he praising Joman Jala, he praising the system. Oh yes, and they say that Mr. Cummings must attend all the cases. Mr. Cummings said I don't know where he got the information from. Who Mr. Cummings talked to that we gave Henry Costa information? You said the bulk a lie. Who Mr. Cummings will confide into, and you not see anybody come from ANC to go talk to Henry Costa? Mr. Cummings said he don't want no journalists. Who is Mr. Cummings to stop journalists from going to court? Who is Mr. Cummings to stop journalists from going in the court? The court was the one that stopped the whole thing. Do you think that Mr. Cummings would rather want no journalists in there? You think? Don't you know it have made Mr. Cummings more popular? If you think that it's to bring him down, you think the world, the whole country don't know that you're lying on Mr. Cummings? You think the people don't know? The only people that don't know that those are supporting Mr. Bwaka. And people who support Mr. Bwaka know that Mr. Cummings is innocent. And Mr. Cummings, because it makes no sense. Mr. Bwaka never touched the document. Mr. Cummings don't touch the document. The only people that touch the document are the secretaries. All they did was to put a signature and to read and put a signature. They didn't touch nothing. How will you want to hold a leader or political leader for a document that you're not responsible for? Eh? Even if they honor their leadership because they were chairmen, they still not responsible. They still don't go to jail for that. Until the president can say, oh yeah, my chief told me to do it. Like, bro, you got sense? Are you people sensible enough? You can cause Mr. Cummings from now to judgment. You can say Mr. Cummings is a criminal. You can say this. But the truth is the truth. All I'm saying that let Darius Dillon then resign. Let them leave. So, guys, I'm almost to the end. Let me just put up some of the comments so you can read them for yourself. And I'm not going to take too long. You see, another joker. These are the people that we're talking about. Trust me, it's a free mic today. This is another joker. Can you prove it? Have you done a research of all the places that he has worked and found what corrupt act he has done? David Moore, your stupidity is not on my page. I'm not here to educate stupid people. Let me tell you now. If you want to know where Mr. Cummings worked, it's easy to find. He worked 2 places in America, Pittsburgh and Coca-Cola. Mr. Dummy. You tell me, I will act just like your people you're supporting. Stupidity is not on this page. You see, this is what you ask questions that would say something that will benefit. Can you prove it? Your ASS. We Liberians are our own worst enemies, my brother. Liberians hate successful, smart, and serious, but that's the fact. You see the question your friend asks? He's speaking something. But instead, the other fool here came there, if I can prove it, to know if he can make no act. Man, that comes that somebody, if you want to get information, you got to ask him. You think that Bernard Ure? You don't need to ask him, or that Karen Costa, or that Joe Bwaka. Just go Google Henry Alexander B. Cummings Jr. Google it. It will tell you where he worked in America. Everywhere he worked in America, they will tell you. Go onto the Coca-Cola website and see the letter, the last letter that was left. It's on our website by Coca-Cola of Fortune 500 companies. This page is not for dummy. You know what I'm saying? Bwaka will be president. Fuya, honor the Palavo hat. So true. Is Liberians do not look for a better future by electing Mr. Cummings, then they will be. That's the fact, my brother. No other way to say it. We have a long way to go, my dear brother. That's the fact. We got a very long way to go. That the system, we are fighting the system. It's not an easy thing. The system in Liberia is rotting. It's been rotting since 1847. And we continue to have a bad leaders. So one of the problems in our country is leadership. That is why today our role models are all crooks. So our children adapt them and want to be the same. They want to work to Freeport. They want to work to the lucrative place that got money, that got chopping. They say, oh, they may work in the place, get chopping. But that's not it. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. Changes in the air. Emmanuel Jackson. Watching Samara Pratt. Samuel Jackson only worry about money to keep his young South African girl. That's the fact. I think so, but he's a smart man. I will give it to him. I did some research on him. He's very smart, but he got a corrupt attitude in himself. Instead of doing what is right, he only concerned about himself. But he's a genius. Yeah. Those guys sold out Liberia. Look, my man, trust me, they did it already. Chill, man. Bekuba said, But listen, guys, if anybody who don't want to believe that the government is involved, look at Sereno Cephas. Sereno Cephas is the Solicitor General of Liberia. He worked for the government. Do you think it's necessary for Sereno Cephas to speak on this case when the case has not started yet? Do you think it's necessary and it's right for Sereno Cephas to go on Spoon TV and making such a statement that is not necessary? That is wrong. That alone tell us that the government is involved. And we have proof that the government is involved. But it's not, when we say proof, it's not in a sense to say we get written document. They don't have to get a written document. When government want to go after it, they're not document business, my people. They're not document business. You are right. They deal with all of them PhD, masters, PhD, but they never had the experience. You are right. Yes, Achimo Frederick. When I beg you, don't make me pee on myself tonight. You will not pee, my brother. You will not pee. You will hold it. Breaking news. Yeah. You will not pee. I was suffering long as Liberian. The common voters in Liberia need to open their eyes. Come to they must. 2023, listen, I'm into this thing up to 2023. After 2023, Liberia can make their own, they can decide for themselves. Trust me. I will be one of the worst person in a sense that nobody will call me from Liberia. I will only deal with my family people. And even if my family people want to be part of it, then forget it. You can stay with them. I'll be on my own. I don't care. Because no man can be stupid two times. First fool are fool, second fool is not a fool. In the case, it's the same tactics they are using on Brownie Samuka. Keep their opponent. Yes, you see, let me be honest with you. Brownie Samuka case, the way it looked like is totally not the same with me, Mr. Cumming's case. And every one of them know, even they told them that it make no sense to sue Mr. Cummings because even all the documents that they talk about, the report, Mr. Cummings name is not in there. And two, Mr. Cummings don't run the ANC. Mr. Cummings was not the one who took the document and carried it. So none of the chairmen, none of the political leaders are responsible for documents. They are not. It's almost they say the final minister said, he said the president stole money. How the president told, maybe the president authorized you to do so. Sue the party or sue the chairman or the secretary general. If the standard bearer authorized them, then at the same time say, oh yeah, but he the one authorized the people to do it. But you suing a standard bearer who never touched the document to say he's the one supposed to do the paperwork. He's supposed to look at it finally, or he's supposed to be the last one to see it. No, that's not their job. They read it, they give it to you, and you deliver it. It's not the responsibility of the political leader or the chairman or CPP to take it and go and deliver it. That's not, they're not a responsibility. But hey, Liberians, when you tell them, they don't think. If they don't like you, they say, oh yeah, Mr. Cummings finger the document. Like Mr. Henry Costa's talking about Mr. Cummings finger document. This man who used a laissez-passer, that government accuse you of using false laissez-passer. Government accuse you. You have a Liberian passport. You came from the States. You used laissez-passer and went to Liberia. Where you took the laissez-passer from, then you want to compare your case with Mr. Cummings' case? Government got case on you. You entered the country with a laissez-passer. You had a valid passport with an American visa going to Liberia or student visa. You left from Ghana. Who gave you the laissez-passer? You need to answer your own question. But you call him Mr. Cummings criminal. But you are a fugitive. Government say you are fugitive. According to Yaka, they say they put you in a cartoon and wrap you and get a bullying and they send you free time. And we're all on this place here trying to fight the government. Now today you celebrating George Weah. Yeah, Mr. Cummings are criminal. Mr. Cummings are this. Good. You're going to forget. Don't worry. Yes, we are. You want to kiss me, Basil? You want to kiss me publicly? The way you do it, so I really want already. So African.
That's better than Liberia.
Mary Makima. Can't kiss her Bible. Kind of whole was you kiss me.
Really, Muna?
So when I came in the church to marry you again, I want.
All right, see you.
Wow.
Mm.
Hey, look at him in case it went for. I want to position. You want some money? Yeah. You want some money? Stop associating yourself with words like genocide. You read Archie? No, maybe Georgia won't commit genocide in Liberia because when the people get up, the next day he will send his soldiers there. This video out there with the SG concerning the lady who just went to jail, Miss Crop. Yeah, that video, they all out there concerning that video and nobody said anything. But he's all on social media trying to go after an innocent man. Man, you need to play that video on social media. Oh, we will. Don't worry. We will. We're bringing a lot of videos now will come out. Lot. The one who lies say he was never with child stealer and whatsoever, the Bernard Ure. Watch it. In fact, let me show you something. Somebody sent me some picture here. Let me see. Somebody sent me. I gotta look in my phone. Somebody sent me a picture with Bernard Ure, Charles Taylor. Yeah, he said televised. He said televised. He was sitting. Okay. I don't know how you want me to say. I said the man said he turned his TV on. He said he was sitting in a place and he turned his TV, one of the talk show. He never say what I say was televised or whatsoever. But the next day he called his Secretary General and requested for copies, requested for all the copies of the framework document. But he said he never had none. So the one that you have, and you think that the author, then show it. That is the only thing. It's simple. If I say something was altered, then I will show the document. Yes, they're trying their best, but they will not. Damn it, they team 100 and somewhat and comments. So why, when it is in his interest to have journalists? I thought Cunmming said Ure should take him to court. Listen to me. You see, you guys love to contradict things. Cunmming never said Ure should take him to court. ANC said Ure will go to court. When we say go to court, for you to get out of the CPP, you will have to go to court. How will tell Ure to go to court concerning an issue? Ure say he getting out. We say you will go to court. We never said take us to court. You know, sometimes you're led to contradict things and that even make no sense. Hold on 1 minute. Hello? 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 Yeah, what's up? Oh, you got me on video?
How you doing, Buster?
Nah, man. Let me mute the thing because on.
He heard, somebody from NEC alerted him that somebody had fingered the document. All of a sudden, now he heard some, and the people were saying that, they can't move. And then he called the general for the document. So he who didn't have document, which document they were going to show him?
That's a fact. And he called Liberty Party for document too.
Yeah, so none of them supposed to have document. All of them, all of a sudden, have document. So we document.
But these are some of the lies, and that's the one we need to call out.
So when they call it, we document they didn't have. Now he said they're not suing for fingering document again. They're suing for well.
What is suing for now? The page.
For forgery. And not the fingering again, that's for the forgery now because they told the list with the names from one people and put it to the other. Yet in the investigation, but in the investigation that they did at CPP, they show it to the public that there were two different papers that were signed on.
Yes.
The first one that they signed and the public contested, it was done in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
The new one after it was amended was done in the list of the age of the parties.
Yeah.
Right? So there is no way somebody could have taken one page and put it in another place. The second thing about that is that each party was represented in a secretariat. So if your secretary general was in the secretariat and was the secretariat that compiled the document, how come you didn't have your copy?
That's all. That's what one of the problem, because it's not, although Luscious tool was the secretary, but within in the secretariat, all the parties have represented there.
All the parties are represented.
Yes, every one of them. It's not because they say Toe is there so that Toe alone will just hold the document and put it together and say Mr. Cummings went and touch it and do all kinds of things with it.
These people believe that the Liberian people are stupid.
That's what they believe, yeah. That they will just accept anything.
And then the judge, if they were not on a nefarious business, and like they told them that everybody must move their from inside between the directive on McGill to the judge, how can you sue Mr. Cummings as if he is the entity?
Yeah.
Mr. Cummings is not CPP and he is not ANC.
No way. He's not.
That should be thrown out in the first place. They shouldn't have even. they shouldn't have even accepted the case. Because I don't care what you do, Mr. Cummings had no direct involvement with that paper. So how
No.
can you say he forged?
Nope.
For him to forge, that means he had to put hand on it.
Nope.
And according to the function of the office, it got nothing to do with it. Besides making sure that it's done. And if the secretary was the one who compiled the document, how can the secretary general didn't tell him when they forged, or then stop them from mailing it because his signature was not on it? Or his secretary general was involved with putting the other sheet of paper on the document.
Okay, John. Thank you very much. I can wrap up. Okay, take care, bro. Okay, and David, I'm sorry that I went too hard on you. I just saw another comment from someone who said David was replying to someone. Hey, if you don't give your comments the right way, I would think that you're talking to me, and I will try to answer you. So let me see. I'm trying to get back. Okay, can you prove it? Okay, David. David, and to everybody here, please, I want to apologize for going too hard on you. But listen to me, I am sorry sincerely. And but sometimes when you're it always good, like I do that myself. When I want to respond to someone, I will put their name there first, and then I respond, because when I'm reading it, of any other person reading, you not know exactly what you're talking about, because I spoke on the place that he worked. And so David, I am sorry. I hope we're cool with that. So since you accept my apologies, put a comment back so I will know you accept my apology. I just get into tense because the thing is that it's too much the way we treating each other. Yeah. The way people in Liberia treating others out of the country is not fair. And someone say you attacking the wrong person. I'm not attacking no wrong person here. Okay, look here again. I just read this one. He said, "Who's that?" Uh, 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 Someone says, "Speak general." Okay, he said televised. I gone back there again. He said televised. Okay, so the televised can be on Facebook, but he said he turned on. He sat in his place and turned on. Anyway, let me. I can. I will look at it again. Okay, they say David is replying to someone. Comment general. Sorry, David. Sorry. And YouTube. I lost my last phone with all my contact. Got a new phone and sent a friend request to you. Okay, Emmanuel Jackson. I see one, man. I stopped seeing you, man. I've not seen you in a long time. That's why I saw another Emmanuel Jackson were trying to give me some problem here the other day. I said, this is not the Emmanuel Jackson that I know. Oh, okay. Abraham Bengu said he attacking the wrong dude. Okay, you see. Okay, now Abraham, I still now I got the whole thing after they say I mean, it was not David, and then he said you attacking the wrong dude. So again, I thought maybe that Costa or whatsoever. You do not understand the you do not understand the English or question. I am asking a question for someone who said Cummings is corrupt. Please apologize, but you did not understand when you abuse someone and you find out that you are wrong. Be man enough. I am a friend. But listen now, and David Moore, David Moore, you yourself, you rush to reply me to now. I said I was speaking. I never look at the comments. When I started reading the comments, I saw the first one. So I apologize, and now I just reached into this other comment that you asked me to apologize. So I apologize to you. When you say be a man, I'm a male. Trust me, I don't do anything wrong without telling people sorry. I will not be afraid to tell you sorry. But according to the way, but although you said uh, you do not understand the English or question, you said I never understood the English or question. That's what you say. Okay. But I will go back again and read it. I say I apologize. So I want to know what in there that I still do not understand, because it was nothing that there to make me to understand that what you said, whether you were talking to me or whether you were asking me to prove something. Okay, I will bring your question back again. Can you prove it? David, I'm not trying to make issue of this thing here, but say it now, because I talk about Mr. Cummings, where he worked, he was never fired and whatsoever. Then I look at this comment. Can you prove it? Have you done a research of all the places that he has worked and found what corrupt act he was caught in? Okay. Now that part, I got it. So yes, you were talking to somebody. The last part of it. So I never, you see, so I myself, I jumped the gun and I said something. I am sorry. I apologize. Yes. I should have ended the statement. I always talk about us ending statement. But when I saw that one, I thought you were attacking me too. So David, we on clean slate, yeah? We open a new page. So don't worry. I'm sorry, David Moore. I'm sorry. Yeah? Please forgive me. They can they claim that Mr. Cummings is desperate to be president, but GMB has been working in government for over. I don't understand. They say only Mr. Cummings desperate, but they're not desperate. Sorry, brother. Yeah, I need to tell him sorry for me. Thank you for the show. I met you at JY store today. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, Alexander Brown. Yeah, how are you? How's everything? I have been asking the same question, my brother. Yeah. Gerald, please, can we contribute tonight to this topic? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put up my telephone so people can call. 1 minute. Okay, guys. I will soon be leaving. Today is Friday, and you see the person who called know the other number. So he called straight. I'll put a number up here. If you want to call, you can call. Okay. So you can call me on this number and you can make a contribution to the show. So David, okay, now you see I just reading the other text. It is accepted, and I hope we all can be civil with each other. We can express our differences without causing injury. Yes, David Mo, I am very, very sorry. I accept it. I'm late for the class. Yes, but you're not late yet, my man. Don't worry. Fred, one point you are forgetting. The attestation was completed by each party, submitting a resolution acknowledging the acceptance of the framework document for submission to NEC. That's the fact. And they all agree, they all went through the document, they signed it, the Secretary General, the party chairman, they all signed. So my thing is that if Darius Dillon and others know that this thing here was not right, let them be man enough and resign. Then we know they're serious. And then they can maybe have a new election for them. But it's sad, to be frank. It's sad. If anybody want to contribute, you can call me on this number, please. You can call this number. I got maybe 5, 7, or 10 more minutes here. I got something I got to do. What time is it? Oh, 11 o'clock. By maybe by 12 o'clock, I'll be out. So, guys, and David, man, I'm feeling so bad now. I'm sorry. I was just little tense. Sometimes these guys from the other side, it's not, certain people you can convince them. I've decided I'm not going to go after those who supposed to switch over will switch over. Independent people are people that we know. Independent Liberians usually come on, we attack both, attack Bwaka or attack Mr. Cummings. No, they always come and yes, hello, where your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Munir, this is Moses Steve.
Moses Steve, what's up, my man?
I'm okay. Well, I listen to you. This is an ongoing conversation that we must have.
Yeah.
And I encourage all well-meaning Liberians all around the world.
Yeah.
If you have never done anything for your country, I think it's about time that we put our voices together. We cannot sit around and allow a bunch of bad actors and bad people to gang up.
Yep.
And to do the wrong thing. Yes, no. But in the 21st century, we say this. Yes, our partners, yes, the United States, European Union, other people want to step in, but they will have to hear from us.
Yep. Yep.
They will have to hear from us. And let me say this to President George Weah and the Nathaniel Maggio and all of these guys. Let me say this to them. You don't want to put yourself in a situation that you can't handle.
Yep.
You don't. Like you were saying earlier, the issue that brought about our war was not about the suffering of the people.
Nope.
It was about when Doden decided that they would marginalize the people and change the election result. That made people pissed off. As we speak now in Africa, when you change election results or when you do anything funny with election, then the international community comes in. Whatever they are doing, let me say this. I will blast out Mr. Cummings. I will call out Mr. Cummings on a daily basis when he doesn't do what is right. This few days on SKTV, we're on him. That he is quiet, he's going back to be quiet and silent.
Yeah.
But this is not about Mr. Cummings. This is bigger than we think.
Yep.
And tomorrow we'll be expanding on some of these things. Let me tell the Labrador this. This is a plan to avert the will of the Labrador before 2023.
Yep.
But I also agree with you that let's give the situation what it is. Let's say we agree that alleging the signature or the framework document was not good. Then if George Weah want to do the right thing, then guess what happened? George Weah should nullify everybody that won elections under the CPP framework document because it is not good.
It's not good, yeah.
It's not good. If it is not good, then we will support George Weah and the CDC-led government to be democratic, nullify it, and call for election, call for another senatorial election. Everybody that read on the CPP framework document, let them go to their respective party or let them go wherever they want to go, because the real owner of forged document or a document that was not proper. But if that is not the case, then there is no case here. We will start making noise.
Yeah.
Start wasting the laboratory time.
Yeah.
Because you can't have it both ways.
That's the fact.
You can't have it both ways. You can't say 1 minute the people mess up with the document, but then another minute you want to accept the same document that brought senators and other people. It don't make any sense.
It make no sense. It make no sense.
So they can get ready for the conversation. And we're not stopping just at the Liberian level or whatever it is. No. We are expanding this conversation up to reporting and ensuring that this conversation go as far as whether at the White House, whether the Senate or the House of Representatives in the United States. We're not going to sit around and allow people to play with certain things and allow one country to go a certain way. No, we're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow that. As for this criminal as well, Costa, nobody should waste their time on that man. He is a danger to the society, but the Uber will work on it. They're not telling you to talk in public. The Uber will work on it. Because
and what surprised me, why the Solicitor General speaking on the case when I've not even been started, we haven't started yet.
Well, let me say something about the Solicitor General, because tomorrow we'll be breaking the news on SKTV about what's going on behind closed doors. Let me tell you something. We are aware of what's going on. We are aware of what other platforms have already done also to be able to make the case look and push it around and pushing it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about everything. We're going to bring everything to the public. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the information that we receive, that we have in our possession. Listen, Severino Sifos is a toothless dog. Nobody should listen to him. He is inconsistent. He is inconsistent as I don't know what. He's just a common criminal in the community. What people, everybody know. But this Severino Sifos don't tell the Labrador people. Has anything come to pass? And he told the Labrador that Costa was going to be expedited. Costa was not expedited. And he told the Labrador that they were going to recover the assets, the stolen assets. Anything will recover. There's a man, his entire career, he's been a failure, a serious criminal. And that kind of man also take seriously. Nobody should take that fool seriously. He doesn't know what he's talking most of the time. He's just being used as a puppet. Nathaniel Mageda using him. The sooner President George Weah to understand that Nathaniel Mageda using him, George Weah to be able to do some dirty work, they better be for them. They better be for him. Because at the end of the day, whether he likes it or not, now he and Nathaniel Mageda will be implicated.
Yep.
So let them keep fooling around, keep making up. So thank you,
Thank you very much.
Let's have this conversation.
Thank you.
Let us not give up. I'm encouraging everybody, when you have time to have this conversation, have it. You have free time, go on. Listen, the more we raise the alarm, the more we continue to have this conversation and bring it to the public, the more we have these videos to pile up and put together and present it as evidence when the time is right for us to make our case. Because we got to make the case to our partners so that they can look into this. This is ridiculous. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense in any kind of serious manner word. So please don't give up.
Yeah.
All that thing you're getting talking and making noise, listen, you're not going nowhere. It will not work. It will not work. So let's get in that unit with it. It will not work. Thank you, and we are following. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Steve. Yes, you heard it. That's the fact. We must stand up. We must talk. Look, even if you don't like Mr. Cummings, it could be you going to Liberia and want the right thing to happen, and they try to suppress you. There are a lot of good Liberians who want to go home. Some of them have built the houses. Some of them retired. They're scared to go home because they got to be looking over their shoulder. There is no security in the country. Nobody there to protect you. You got to go put CCTV on that. Not everybody got money for camera. For us, I can stay right now and switch my phone and see exactly what I want to see in Liberia. But how many person in Liberia got cameras, money to buy cameras? How many? So it could be you, it could be anybody. So don't laugh about it because it's not because you don't support Mr. Cummings. So you think that it would just well, no, no, no. It could be anybody. You go home today to post, say, oh man, you're Liberian, you're American man. Yes, go ahead. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, hi, man. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm Letitia.
Hey,
I was
Letty.
I saw you were reading the comments when you were talking about Henry Costa,
Yeah.
who says that um the Mr. Cummings doesn't want cameras in the courtroom. Why wouldn't he want cameras?
That's the problem.
For his benefit.
That's the problem. How Mr. Cummings will say so.
We, the public, are watching, and some things that sometimes the public has more eyes, catches things that the people right in the courtroom might miss.
Yep.
So why wouldn't he? I think, just what I'm so disappointed in Henry Costa. I don't know him personally, but just the fact that we all, have become family and friends, standing for justice.
Yep.
For this Liberia. That's what we all thought we were fighting for. But when we have people who are undermining our progress, it's unfair.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, you were just we all stood here, praying, crying, talking, blasting the government on your behalf, because just what you said, injustice to any of us.
Yep.
I don't care who it is. It is justice. It's injustice to all of us.
Yep.
So just what we said to him the other day, he was crying for, pleading for him. He was running, but now here he is
celebrating.
Justice is done to someone else.
Yep.
He's applauding it because he's in proximity to someone who has been an underminer of the system and continues to be Mr. Benani Uri. But they will be exposed because you can keep doing something over and over, but one person can expose your situation.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And this is what is going to happen to Mr. Uri, because it's so embarrassing that a grown man will say he's part of a collaboration of any team and doesn't even read the information until at the 11th hour. You were part of this collaboration or coalition, whichever title, but same difference. You guys didn't read the terms, those important terms. I know in all documents there are a lot of little things that sometimes they're so simple you feel you understand them, but the things that matter that will cause you, if you stumble your toe or cough, that will cause you to be held liable, you need to know those things. And it speaks to their character that they did not take the time to do this, and now they want to come and I heard a prominent person say, when you study law, for people that study law, all of the bad case scenarios are in the Liberian justice system.
Yeah.
So they take they play, when you read something, they put all the bad scenarios in from Liberia in the case study so that you know what not to do.
Yeah.
And that's what they're coming to showcase us more, especially with a person who has international contact, and it's not a George Weah who is only known for football. He's known for more. He has been exposed to the world, and not only that, Liberians are pleading to have help. Okay, I just got a tape just today of Liberians stuck at the airport because Air France doesn't have fuel to come and bring the people who are leaving Liberia after vacationing there. Now they don't care because you already spend your money, you're leaving, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
What country is that where they don't care about the people? Right at the very Liberian airport, you're not even in France, you're in Liberia. So this is what they don't want. They want Liberians to continue to be suffering.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and just as you said, when we will continue, because it's love of people, love of country, we continue to pour our hard-earned money in the country. Whether you send it to your family or to friends, We're supporting the economy. When people go there, we bring up the economy. But I'm very disappointed. But I just also, before I let you go, I want to point out Serena Seifert sat right on the very phone TV when Ellie Cochran told him how he played witchcraft and all of the things he did. He hasn't prosecuted her. He hasn't put anything out for rate of arrest for her warrant, for her rate of arrest out for her. It takes the American government to put her in jail or hold her liable for criminal things that she did in America. Okay? But they call her back after she has stolen to get back in bed with her, and they still didn't make any stride with her. So what does that tell you about the Solicitor General? He's full of crap, and he looks like crap. And I'm not being personal, but I'm saying when I say look like crap, because after a while, your ways, how you act, you start to look that way.
Yep.
Okay? Yep. But I thank you, Monet. As I said to Cindy, and I will say to all Liberians, it's not just about ANC. It's about Liberia, because the more we want change, the more the status quo, because look at the bicentennial. Yep. Only the few friends enjoy it. You say centennial and only few of your friends, you fly all your friends in, or they fly themselves in, and it's just like jolly just for them.
Yep.
What about the rest of the people in the country?
Yep.
Because of that, the people hate us when we come to the country, because they feel since George we are imposed all his friends and their girlfriends. Look, people having. Look, I don't want to get personal.
It's a sedition program now.
I'm sorry?
We got to say a sedition program. It's all sedition. Yeah.
But, it's just embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Right tonight on phone before they were talking about, why other people are not involved. You have got proximity to the government. Why don't give them the ideas? Why you wait till the day up before you can talk? But anyway, let's continue to talk and let's speak up for this issue.
Yep.
And it's not for just Mr. Cummings. It's because it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
I thank you, Monet.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Just share it. So guys, like the video and share it. And she's right, 100%. Everything she said here, she's 100% right. Look at the bicentennial. Anybody you see what they're from America, Liberians, they are seditions. The president met with them the other time. Oh, the president met with Liberians from diaspora. No, the president met with sedition. And Toya Harris, sedition. Michael Gilman. There were plenty. So seditions. Who else? Everything is just, they just divide the country in a way that we said we don't understand. And the thing was not publicized. It make people not to, they just talk about it. Even people in Liberia don't even know. There are people in Liberia don't even know. They're not even part of it. They're not part of it. But this thing here, guys, we got to stand up. It's not for Mr. Cummings because of Mr. Cummings or whatsoever. When it happened to Henry Costa, we're all over this place here. When they were chasing him, he went to Sierra Leone, this and that. We're all on the internet talking. But today, this brother is celebrating the same and George that he said took his equipment and all kinds of things. Yeah, Mr. Cummings refused for them to bring camera. You believe it? Even Benny will not believe it. How Mr. Cummings will say, listen, I don't need camera in the courtroom. Mr. Cummings don't control the courtroom. Mr. Cummings want camera there. He wanted to be public. We want this case to be public to Liberian people. So, Mr. President, and whosoever, this case need to be public. This is not a juror case. This will not be judged by the juror. This is by the judge who will make that decision. And these guys are brave to do it. And they will do it to you. Don't laugh. They won't do a damn thing to Mr. Cummings. Trust me. They will make people to rise up. They will make Liberians to rise up. Ha. So if you think that you want to damage a man for no reason, how can an ordinary Liberian sue another man and the government take up the case and so quick because this man gave and his own evidence, and right there you try to say that this man wrong because you hate Mr. Cummings? Oh man, George, please don't go that route. Don't go that route, please. Don't Don't do things and you think that your Liberians, listen to me. If you don't want to be part of it, that's fine. But this is not something that you should overlook. Because if it goes through, they will suppress any one of you. And for the other people who think that, oh, yes, they're going to suppress Mr. Cummings, then Mr. Bwaka will stay there, then whatsoever. Trust me, they're ready for you yet. They're ready for you yet. You're just being used. But I want to say this. Yombly Kanga Lawrence, if you believe in yourself, you are a woman with integrity, and you respect your name, and you believe that Mr. Cummings and whosoever that document was wrong, resign from the Senate and let them be. But I don't blame nobody. NEC need to come out. NEC needs to come out and say, well, your information you brought there, your document is wrong, and you lied to us, so we're going to not involve everything. And then go ahead. Let Darryl Zillon go, then go run again. Let them go and run again. But they want to go and say, oh, the finger document, Mr. Cummings' finger. How stupid are you guys? Eh? Mr. Cummings, he didn't touch the document. You didn't touch that document. Bwaka didn't touch the document. They are all political leaders. All they did, read and sign. The secretariat is made up of all the secretary general of the political parties. That's how it operates. So how you guys, what you guys think? Where you went to school at? Or because you hate this person, where you went to school? Eh? Or they just gave you the degree and that was it? Where you guys are so greedy? Oh, Mr. Cummings causing a problem. He's supposed to go, Mr. Bwaka. He's the meal. He's so desperate because he want to be president that he entitled. The one make him entitled. No. Another thing, Costa was trying to put into Calando, but Calando was smart because trust me, by this time I'm going to be on it too. Everything Calando said that other people, Mr. Cummings will not win election in Liberia. They're talking about the silent majority. Calando, I am sorry, my brother. You might be living in Liberia, but maybe you understand Liberia. This is a same Calando man coming up publicly that he paid $400. He put 400 in the envelope. What do you expect, Calando, for them to carry you as a senator? Oh, because you had the money, you never lobby. What you did, you brought them to your place, let them to eat, and you have $400 in the envelope to give it to 80%. That's not what Mr. Cummings did. Or man, let me say it today. If I would not misuse my money, if I'm working hard for my money, I can help people, but I will not misuse my hard-earned money like that. So Mr. Cummings not stupid to take his money and just drop it in the street. Oh, my man, what you say? Vote for me, yeah, father. Oh, my man, that's $200. That's a lie. That is a big, big lie. Mr. Cummings will not get involved into bribery. Let me tell you today. Anything Mr. Cummings do that he paid money for is legal. And it is the right of Mr. Cummings to go to any political party and lobby and take delegates. It's the right of ANC to go to any political party and take members and say, join my party. It's not a church house we're running. Mr. Ure said, Mr. Cummings going to party, but the same Ure man went to Mr. Cummings to lobby Mr. Cummings to go as a vice senator to Mr. Bwaka. Why you did it? Why? The same document said that every party still operate independently. When they are with the CPP, they order the CPP lobby. They never say, don't take this memo, don't take your memo. You can take any memo you want to take. But because Liberians do not sit there and allow people who are criminals to lie to you. Do not allow criminals to lie to you and give you wrong information. Who told you that you cannot do that? Who told you you can't convince anybody from Liberty Party, ANC, or whatsoever to join? Emmanuel Jethro Colette. You know where he came from? ANC before he went to ALP. There's the kid here who left Europe with a car, concerning the car, and he went down to CDC. He came from Liberty, he came from ANC. They came from ANC before they went to a place. And Bena Europe when they got them from there. You see the guys, they are whole hypocrites. They are hypocrites. Eh? Their kid, what his name? Maybe somebody call his name concerning the car, and they went and seized the car from them. The NCDC today. They were always with ANC. You were ready and bribed them, gave them car, and they left and they insulted Mr. Cummings. They paid people to go on radio to curse Mr. Cummings. I know a boy who I'm taking care of today. Now the boy don't go around it. Eh? Pay these children $100, $50, $25 bad data, go on air and curse Mr. Cummings up. You think we don't know that, Mr. Ure? Eh? We know that. You jealous over Cummings, and you will never be Cummings. You will never have the morale of Cummings. Even when you're going to Cottington, you never had the morale of Cummings. You are here from a poor family, yes, but you will never have the morale. Cummings, it will never ban. Your name banned on UN, and your name is still on the treasury list. Still on the treasury list. But he said the other day, oh, my name is not on the treasury list, and I'm not on no ban. Watch it. Yeah, hello. What's your name and where you calling from?
You're too quiet. No, I wanted to make one more point. When you talk about how Cummings is not going to give money, that's what they want. You heard, I don't know if you listened to Costa also today, part of his thing was reading on the securities list, all of Cummings stock that he sold and how many billions or millions he got.
Yeah.
Why is that a problem?
Yes.
Why is that a problem that he has money and so what he's supposed to take it and waste it? And why has he done for Liberia? And why he hasn't built 40 years from now? I was talking to somebody today, and this was regular talk about, our country, why people have not traveled as often. People, I know a family member, a friend they have property. She said, Letitia, I'm never going back there. I'm married. I'm about to, in a few months, she's about to retire. Her children are here, American citizens. So some people have divorced themselves from Liberia, unfortunately. But my point is, from 1980, some of us were young before our teen years. Since that, cool. Some people left Liberia. From 80 to 90, that's 10 years. So by the time you settle in America, for those of us who know the process is not as easy, except for people who have, who have just since the war that have gotten, come with their visas and stuff like that. So that's 10 years to get yourself settled, right?
Yeah.
By the time you settle in, it's 1990, another war starts.
Yep.
Okay? So people... You have not considered this man was living and making his father life, raising his children. You don't just pick up your young children that are settled in here. Why is it most of the people that work in the government, why are their children on this side? Because there's stability. There's system, there's process, there's firmness, there's structure. Okay? So why you're counting this man money? He worked and he earned it. And what he chose to do with it, that's what he does. Nobody takes their money and throw it in an unstable environment.
But they don't even know the business that he's doing. You think he have to go and open a farm? Even apart from the school, that man get over 200 Liberians on payroll and who get a salary regularly.
He doesn't have a farm.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a house.
Look at him.
He doesn't have nothing. He can promise.
And because he had Aaron Costa on, he's a liar, he's a criminal. He's a liar and a criminal. That is the fact. And you see, Bernard Ure is back into it again. Aaron Costa is into it. By the time Bernard Ure shut up, Aaron Costa will shut up. But right now, two are they working together because they're trying to see how best for George Weah to drop the charges against him. Yes. So that's why he played it. But he told us, say, once in a while, we'll still be talking, but you know the program. Why you think they got a tip? Negotiating after the people go and protest, then they go and collect money. He been doing it long. But some people, Liberians, we just had to deal with us all. We had to know the truth.
And the more you put yourself in this, the more you'll be exposed. Because just what it said, when you pull rope will pull.
Yes,
so
that's
let
it.
them keep exposing themselves.
Let them go ahead.
All the wealth that Ure has, and I applaud him. You say he's from nowhere. He built it. Some of it, I'm sure, just what you said during the war, they all gather extra little things.
Man, the man was in Ivory Coast working with a bank. The man was doing rubber business behind the lines. Don't let nobody fool you. The only people that go behind the lines for rubber are guys who connection with Charles Taylor. But everything he said, he lied. He was not actually based there, but he was doing rubber. When he go to Banga and sleep there sometime and come back. He was in Ivory Coast between. No common man go behind the line and take rubber from there. But he heard Costa, he said it before. He said it before. They're quick to forget. They all when they lie, catch up, then they forget.
Listen, that's the other thing he said. From the plenty talking on social media, that's how an ANC person told him how he realized that his signature was forged. For the same plenty talking, he forget his own honor, his son, his nephew, or his cousin, Bob Ben, his co-star, does the plenty talking, he forgets that he does this plenty talking. Okay, then some morning he get up someone he preaching and he know how he would get there, but he know he would get there with us. All that nonsense. He needs somebody said it, and I agree. He needs to be in Hollywood because he's an actor.
He's an actor, yeah. Maybe that's what he's sort of trying to get him. Try and do what. But he said, see, one say how he said he got it first. The first time he said he got the information from a source, from a whistleblower from NEC.
Yes.
Then today now he was televised and he was looking at it.
No, because they know that brother Kishan, all of these people work together. They all go to the temple, wherever they go, they Masonic temple, and they all sit down all night, laugh, drink whatever they drink, eat whatever they eat, and then the next day they come and act like they're against each other. It's Mr. Cunmming that they're trying to initiate.
Yep.
And by all means necessary, they try so, and they can't get him. So now they have uproars.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, man. And this is it. The Treasury list. Go there. On the U.S. Treasury Department. I won't call all the names. They got some strange names here. You won't believe it. Don't be careful for your name be on there too. So they got there after Joe. Listen, she's vice president. They got on it, and Joy Howard Taylor, wife of former President Charles Taylor. Date of birth 17 January 1963. Individual Liberian. Ure Benina, former Commissioner of Maritime Affairs of Liberia. Date of birth 22nd June 1957, diplomatic passport number Delta, which is D.001483999, Liberia, individual. You see that? Then they get Benjamin Yeten, aka Yeten Benjamin, former director, SSS, Special Security Service of Liberia, diplomatic passport number Delta 001223299. This is a public record. Public record. But Bernard Ure said he's not. This is a treasury ban. That means they won't do business with you. For the kind of money Bernard Ure get, when he ain't got no problem on the list, he will come to America any day, anytime. Bernard Ure had a mansion in Maryland. They auction it. Don't let him tell you it's a privilege to come to America. But a rich man can come to America anytime because people know you're not going to stay here. Anytime. That the same list Vanis Shema on. The same list. Yeah, they get Reeves Taylor, Agnes Reeves Taylor, aka Reeves Taylor, aka Rita, ex-wife, ex-wife of former president of Liberia, Charles Taylor, permanent representative of Liberia to the International Maritime Organization. That's how she went to England. Under Charles Taylor. That was the position that Charles Taylor gave her. To the International Maritime, born 27 September 1965. Nationality Liberia, individual, blah, 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 blah. She got all the one. There are names on it, you won't believe it. Tupi Taylor. Tupi Taylor name on there too. Then they get Charles Taylor Jr. He's already in jail. Then they get Charles Gage Taylor himself. Then they get on the Sankor, Fortis Sankor, deceased. They get Maya Shaw, advisor to former President Charles Taylor. Damn it. They got Lebanese people named on it. They got Salami, Mohammed Salami, Mohammed Ahmed Salami, aka Salami Mohammed. Uno, Mohammed Group of Companies, former president of Liberia, Charles Taylor, diplomat. He had a diplomatic passport and all. Then they got Juanita Neal, but she's dead now. They got Samir Nasa Sameh. Wow. They got a lot of Lebanese people. They got Lebanese people. They got German national and all on this list here. There's plenty there. Oh, Vladimir. This Vladimir guy that we got who had exotic. I work for them. They almost killed me at all. Exotic. Yeah, he's a Russian guy. His name on the list here. Vladimir. Then you got it. Oh, yeah. They got Gus Kobe-Hogan. Kobe-Hogan, Hotel Africa Gus. They couldn't come to America, that's true. Oriental Timber Corporation. OTC. They plenty of Reginald Gurish, he in Liberia, he can't come to America. Mother Gibson, former senator, she can't come to America. Fawaz, Abbas Fawaz. That Lebanese guy that had the logging company across the bridge there, and how they call it, say, Morovia Wood Corporation. Yeah. Let me see that, is it? They get a lot of people here. Musa Sisse, Charles Bright. Wow. Siri Allen, former chairman, National Patriotic Party of Liberia. They say the following Liberians entities have been added to the OFAC SDN list without the AKA listing and also separate entities. Wow. You see, they say the United States Department of the Treasury. Yeah, but he said he not on it. He said he not there. He said he not on no traveling ban. They come to America. They're not privileged business. They come to America. They plan to kill people all. So come to America, yeah. These guys, look, it is time that we call them out. The good people will win. Don't give up. Those of you like in America, they do it to communists, they will do it to you. And those of you in Liberia, don't listen to them. This man did nothing to them because this man refused to go as vice tenor bearer. If this man was a crook, he would be the best body. He would be the best body. They will be all honey on the rock. But Mr. Cummings, I said it over and over. If the Liberian people will not vote for me, no problem. But I will not change my ways of doing things. I will not change my way of doing anything different. If the Liberian people want to vote for me, fine. Don't want to vote for me, no problem. If they want to vote for Mr. Cummings, I would follow him too. If they want to vote for Mr. Cummings, fine. If they don't want to vote for Mr. Cummings, fine. Not because Mr. Cummings want to be president of Liberia, so he should do the wrong thing. Mr. Cummings is concerned about Liberians. He knows who the problem are. He knows Liberians are the one who's suffering. He knows. That's why he go from county to county to know the problem of Liberia. You not see him sitting in Monrovia. Mr. Cummings barely sit in the city. He's all in Nimba, Lofa. He all over the place every time. He's all over the place. He don't need to sit with them to do what? So Serena Cephas, you think you want to play a delegate? Play a delegate, my brother. Play your delegate games. What goes around comes around. So guys, share the video, like the video. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter. You will watch this video anytime, anywhere. I try to do what I can do best. I'm not here for myself. I'm not here to benefit anything. All I want that when I go to Liberia, I should be in peace. If God gave me the life to go to Liberia, I should be in peace. I should not be looking over my shadow to know who coming to walk behind me or whatsoever. But when you're saying these things, Liberians don't believe you. They say you're wasting too much time. You're sitting in America. Yes, only jealous people say that. You're sitting in America. We sit in America. No problem. We sit in America. No problem. Yeah. You see, this is the man who, when we're crying all for Henry Costa, but he said government swap his traveling certificate. We're all on here talking, going against the government, talking. But today he's celebrating. Henry Costa accuses government of swapping his laissez-passer for a fake one to incriminate him. Now we're all on social media. Government this, government that. But today Henry Costa is celebrating the same government. Celebrating the government because they want for Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings, the indicted criminal, refusing camera in the court. You guys really believe him, Mr. Cummings will refuse the camera in court? You for what reason? Eh? So what you think Mr. Cummings hiding? What he trying to hide? Oh, Jesus Christ. Liberia, put your act together, man. I beg you, man, please. Hey, when Ellen J him because he know that I'm not doing anything to him. And, government ban on airing custom show at D5 FM violates Liberia constitution. Because they hire him for forgery. So he looking for a partner now. He calling Mr. Cummings a criminal. You got all this thing here. And nobody should tell us why we calling the names. We in the water, we always swim in the dirty water and get up later on. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Like the video, share the video. Let me see on YouTube. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for everything. Smith, I want to say to God, those of you who watching, and David, I'm very sorry again. I want to apologize to you for the way I responded. I know it could be anybody, but the fact is that I felt that you, because with the situation going on right now, sometimes we be tense. I understand, and I always tell people we shouldn't be emotional while saying this, but there are a lot of guys who come on the other on the show and they make some comments, and but I'm very, very sorry again. I want to apologize for that. And guys who watching, please apologize to David for me. And again, if we responding to people post, I think it's good for us to call their names for us to know exactly who we're talking to. So please have a good day. God bless you. Have a good weekend. And it's snow out there today. It's cool. If you don't have no reason of being out there, don't waste your time. Stay home. Every one of them on traveling ban. Every one of them. You might as well on traveling ban. Yep. Foreign guy. Yo, there are a lot of ways to find them. You so criminals and killer. Yeah, Ben Toba. Thank you very much. Ben Toba. Ben Toba was a spy from COP Youth Wing. Yep. Who would later become the ALP Youth Chairman before moving on to CDC COP. He worked for Abu Kamara at Bona FM. Bana FM. Yes, you're right. Now Ben Toba was talking about. Ben Toba used to be in the ANC. From there, he switched over after they paid him some money. He went on the other side. Europe bought him a car. And finally, he went to CDC. Yeah. Yeah. Ben Believe Toba. That's him. Moluba Yobo. No, that Moluba Yobo. Moluba Yobo was with Liberty, and Unity Party and came to ANC, if I'm mistaken. Yeah. And Patrick, don't mind Henry Costa. Why people will want to even it make no sense. It make no sense. This case is a public thing that it would need to be. In fact, Mr. Cummings, I said it all the time. And some people say, but say Liberty Party, ALP should sue. We never said go and sue Mr. Cummings. You went personal. My people, let us face the fact. It is personal. Suing Mr. Cummings is personal. Why would you want Mr. Cummings is not ANC? You want to sue ANC, fine. Even you don't have the right to sue CPP. Because right now, CPP has a chairman. If they want to leave the CPP and know where to leave the CPP, why are holding Mr. Cummings responsible even if you want to leave the CPP? If you want to leave the CPP, you got a chairman. Let the chairman try his best. If they can't do it, then let the chairman call a meeting of all the leaders and decide, say, listen, Cummings, this is not working. I want us to break it up. Be man enough to say it. Mr. Cummings is not a chairman for CPP anymore. But they're making it look as if Mr. Cummings is the one who holding the breakup, who holding on to it. That's what it looked like. So what the chairman is supposed to do? Call Mr. Cummings, call all the parties, let us talk and be bold enough and say, Cummings, this thing I think I need for us to break it up because it's not working. Mr. Cummings will say, he said it before, behind closed doors. Let me just bust this one up that if marriage is not working, you can't force it. But the woman must say, I want to put in divorce, or the man must say, I don't want the woman. But you don't expect if the man don't have problem with the woman, you think you go tell the woman say get out? No. Mr. Cummings is not relying on Mr. Boaka. There's a reason they all joined. There's a reason they all came together. And just what Liberian people say, it can't hold. But the same Bernard Ure, Liberians, you need to hold Bernard Ure responsible. He said that if the CPP break up, they should hold him responsible. It's not Mr. Cummings. Lack of leadership breaks the CPP down because Mr. Ure, who's supposed to be, think he's smart, he think he's a straight talker, he had no right coming up to start to take side. And two, when you got session information, if you show this information was right, you are going to go behind closed door, call the chairperson, and you'll talk about it first. If no way, then you can bring it out. But instead, you wrote a letter and you gave it to Henry Costa to post it all on internet to make it look, to go after Mr. Cummings that he's a criminal. Eh? Because Mr. Cummings replied, but you know, with all the stupidness Ure did, Ure told Henry Costa, say, I believe Mr. Cummings replied to the letter because he was the chairman of CPP at the time. But Henry Costa said Mr. Cummings replied to the letter because he knows he's guilty. You see, what kind of smart Henry Costa is smart? If that why I say, when it comes to politics, no. He make too much mistakes. He make too much mistakes. I don't know who he will win because he put a 40-year mouth. He can't even win Sir Joseph. You can't even win Sir Joseph. Yeah? So we got a long haul. This is not a we got long to go. And listen, they can take it to 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. It will not stop Mr. Cummings from running. It will not stop Mr. Cummings from running for president. We know there's another lawsuit will come up. We know they're planning to bring another lawsuit in. We're expecting all kinds of things on the way right now before 2023. This is just the beginning of 2023. Tie your belt. There are more coming on this. They're thinking on what to do. So we must be thinking on what to do too. In times of peace, prepare for war. In times of war, prepare for peace. If it calls us to dance in the dirty water, we can dance in the mud and we'll all get up, go take a shower and start over. But Liberians, the rule to change is not an easy rule. Change do not come overnight. Sometimes people die for change. Sometimes we might not see it. You may not be able to see it. But change is in the air. There's a light at the end of that tunnel. Ask your political leaders. Ask them questions about the 21st century. Stop asking some questions. You know, don't get me wrong. Liberia is not a poor country. Liberia is rich. If we stop the stealing and put everything to where it's supposed to be, Liberia is damn rich. Look, today, no, the people, yes, you build roads, but no, if you don't have the means right now, there are countries now who investing into train system compared to even road. Trust me, Liberia with the land, with the kind of land that we have. Imagine a train moving from Monrovia to Sierra Leone to Guinea to San Pedro, going to Liberia and to Maryland, going through Greenville until they can get over there. When they put that thing together, do you know how many passengers we carry in a day? Yes, we fix the road. We fix the road. The road need to be fixed. But right now, around the whole world, people talking about bullet train. People talking about train. Senegal, other places, because they trust the government. Look at Sierra Leone. Go and Google the guy they call Dr. Thomas Mensah. By 2024, Ghana, they got 2 stations for aircraft maintenance. Ghana will be number 1. They're building it there. This Thomas Mensah, go and read about him. He's an engineer or scientist. He's among the first 5 in the world when it comes to fiber optic. That was Ghana. Soon Ghana, the entire place would be, look, but Liberia, small little place. Small place. Look, I said, I was just watching something here. I say, if I have money, just go to Liberia, collect about 200 young Liberians. The one who's sinking whole day militant, whether you're in the ANC, you in the ANC, or you in the CPP, or you in the CDC. Take them to China, Korea, and take them in the factory and see the young children. Other country now that STEM school, science, technology, what, mathematics, uh, 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 yes, science, and mathematics and technology, something, yeah. Eh. The only STEM school in Liberia opened by Alex Cummings. The only school. Mr. Cummings said he talked about infrastructure, he talked about health, he talked about agriculture, job creation, he talked about technology. We will have to use technology to get it right. Internet connectivity in the entire country. Liberia is said, how long it will take us. We got fiber optic in Liberia. We will soon be paying for it. I don't know. God just help us. Just help us a bit. Yeah, Ben Ayure told him the same thing. He's very disrespectful and he abused every day. Hey, Patrice Wallace. Let Mr. Cummings get the hell. I like that. Man, if we worry about what the people are going to say, Mr. Cummings have decided. He made up his mind. His wife got his back. They are trying to break Mr. Cummings down, and if he leave, do you think any Liberian will try anymore? Liberians will not try it. So I don't think it's a good thing for him to leave. I got it. Yes, you are 100% right. It's not that he's smart, but he knows his audience. He knows the Liberian people, and he sometimes he brag about it. He sometimes brag about it. You know, some of them are so brave with all the situation in Liberia. Some of them are so brave, saying that Henry Costa will be president of Liberia. He's capable of being president of Liberia. These are some of the things that we're talking about. You know, somebody brought that same thing to me one time. He said, "Man, you know you can go." I said, "Hey, hey, 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 hey. Don't bring that to me. Don't bring that to me, please. That's not how people do it. Not because you see someone causing noise, then you think that they're supposed to be president because president is just ability. It's just something because they say, oh yeah, I will be. It take you to be. Listen, that's a decision you will have to make, not for people to tell you. It's a decision when you want to run for president of your country. It's a decision you should be able to bring out and lobby and hear from people what they will say, not to sit there and people go after you and tell you. Yes, still Gould will remain strong. Mike Jackson. Yes, we're not leaving the CPP until the CPP is whatever. But for now, we are all part of the CPP. We are not going anywhere. Mr. Cummings will be on the ticket of the CPP. You're not going anywhere. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I'm humble. I'm very happy for you to take your time to listen to whether it's good or bad statement. And I want to say again, David, I'm sorry again. I'm very sorry for the way I answer you. But I was just little things. So don't hold it against me, please. Thank you. Okay, guys. We should not be discouraged about this situation. We should pray for it to expose those individuals that pretend to care for Liberia. Mr. Cummings is forcing the system to change, and it will change Liberia. Was rising. Thank you. That's a very good advice. We can't give up. That's the system we're fighting against. Mr. Cummings is not fighting against an individual. But because the system is corrupt, so the individual are trying to protect the system. Their fear is that if Mr. Cummings, some guys believe that if Mr. Bwaka come in, they will be able to do the same thing no matter what. Because these are the same faces that we're looking at around town. But I will tell you, I'd rather get a leader who is prepared, who is willing to sacrifice, who is willing to do anything for Liberia, excluding himself out of it, who is willing to set the example. But I will tell you people, let me say this today, and I will just give you a little hint. When it is clear that Mr. Cummings is the standard bearer on a ticket this time around, the war, Liberians will know who Cummings is. Liberians will understand and see the presidential within him. Liberians will see the way other country will, because you know when you're a standard bearer, you are a potential president. Now you are free to go anywhere around the world for them to welcome you as a president. And that is where Liberians will understand. And this time we're telling Mr. Cummings, you must show Liberian people what you worth, who your friends are. You will show it to them, and Mr. Cummings will show it. Mr. Cummings will show it. And the first trip Mr. Cummings will make, people will understand where he's going. And when he gets there, people will say, yes, this man is off for business. Or good leaders admire good leaders. Take examples from other leaders. Look around the world today. Liberia is just 5 million people, 5 million plus. The country is rich. Don't let nobody fool you. Liberia is rich. If our government were serious, the real Liberians will not work. I can tell you, for what we got in Liberia, if we have a very good government, let me put it this way: you will work, but you will have earning from the government at the end of the year. We got too much resources, too much, too much. Ask yourself the question: America help other countries around the world. The relationship between America and Liberia, when you check history, far stronger than Israel. But ask yourself why America is doing more for Israel than Liberia. Because of our leaders. We allow these people to give us chicken change. Founding member of United Nations, supported America throughout, voted with America throughout. Eh? Ask yourself, America is tied with us. Until we ourselves can make the necessary demands, they will listen to us. They will listen. They will help. It is time that we take the high road. Seriously. For those of you who are on internet trying to justify things, know that what you're doing will affect you tomorrow. You're not doing it to commies. You're doing it to your people and to your country. Have a good day. God bless you. I love you. And I will always love my country, Liberia, no matter what. That's the sweetest land that I know. It was not a mistake for me to be born and raised in Liberia. Thank you very much. Mr. Cummings, keep up the good work. We stand with you We got your back. Just a matter of time. The good people of Liberia will win this time around. The good people of Liberia will win this time. And we all will be part of that history. Yeah. And Liberians will see a better leader ever. Oh, he's just like George Weah. No, he's not like George Weah. He's not running for president because he got to take pay. No. Whether you like it or not, we protect him. We give him everything a president deserves, but he don't want to pay. It's not strange for him not to do it. He can do it. He don't need to build a new house. He don't need to buy a car. Thanks again. Okay, we gotta go. Bye for now. I'm sorry. Sometimes I want to leave, but I don't want to leave. I just hate to just walk out of you guys. I'm not doing it intentionally, but I gotta go to bed. I know you gotta go to bed. I know some people do it overnight, and I say that my man can always tell me, say, my man, you can carry my day, my man, especially when I do work, then I put it on. Don't worry. Bye.